it's John Horry with Pathways to Adventure. We're doing a Learn to Play session, and hopefully going to show how quick and easy it is to learn the game. I'm going to try to keep my cat's booty hole out of the screen, but we have a wonderful individual here who just joined in on the server a few minutes ago, actually. So kind of put him on the spot just a smidge, but are you okay with us using your Discord name?
Yeah, sure. I use it everywhere. It's fine.
Okay. And is it Petri or Petri?
Petri.
Petri. Okay. Well, Petri, welcome, welcome. Hopefully we'll get some more people in here. I just woke my roommate up, who's a night shift worker, so he'll be able to join us. His name's Tim, and I totally can use his real name because he pays rent to me. So yeah, I'm the landlord. Let's see if we got anybody else wanting to hot join in. Brendan was gonna join us. He's a very experienced player, but he loves to play the game. So, all right, Bonnie, lay down. I need to type. Ping people. I'm expecting an interview today, potentially with a really cool organization that uses tabletop roleplay games for therapy. So I got the whole tie out and everything, trying to look fancy. So we'll see if that ends up happening. So Petri, excuse me, you were saying that you were brand new to, or no, not brand new to roleplay games. How much experience do you have?
Uh, I have long experience. I can say that I've been playing, regularly every week since COVID hit, like most people
Yeah.
nowadays. Uh, yeah, that's basically it. The typical route of starting with D&D 5e,
Okay.
then I moved on to Pathfinder, and then I just, had a few brief experiences with other systems.
Okay. That's perfect. You are a great person for showing the game off then, because you'll be able to compare what you already know from other systems, how difficult or not difficult they are to learn, while being brand new to Pathways to Adventure. So that'll be wonderful information for us and a good experience for you, hopefully. Let's see here.
Hopefully.
Indeed. Just updating the stream information that I totally should have already done. What's that? Get chat pulled up in case anybody decides to join us. Put my email over there. I might have to stop mid-game, mid-stream to answer an email from, hopefully, a wonderful organization that I just mentioned that I'm blanking on the name of. Hopefully from Geek Therapeutics. They're a really cool organization. I actually just opened my business today after planning it for a long time. It is called Paradise Therapeutics. And so our eventual goal is to use Pathway to Adventure to do group therapy online and in person if you're in the North Texas area. And we aim to provide a safe space for people to grow. I want to focus a lot on autism spectrum disorder, skills building, and social interaction. I want to do depression. Uh, Anxiety disorders are especially good for roleplay therapy. I forget the last one. I'm like, obviously bipolar disorder as well. And yeah, those are like some of the main groups for me. So I'm currently a master's student that is halfway through my program. I'm starting my practicum on Wednesday. I'm actually really happy about that, with a wonderful place here in Wichita Falls. And yeah, that's pretty much my life story for the moment. Get everything all set up Windows wise. All right. Put chat on top. Can't do that. I'll have to put chat here. Okay, there we go. Now I got it set up right. Okay, now I can see my email. I can see this. Okay, perfect. I can see Discord. All right. So we'll just let people hot join into here. I don't know if it's Tim. Let's see. Let's try this for this. Tim. It's a different person. Okay. I forget what my roommate's Discord is. I'll just have to get him added later. But yes, so we should be able to get started for you. On the Discord, there is a section that says character creation. Do you see it? It should be under the groups.
Yes, I do.
Fantastic. Hey, Zoss, how's it going? Oh, someone is at work. They can't join. Zoss is currently muted, which is totally fine. Yes, let me go ahead and minimize this. But yeah, we should be good to get started. So for Zoss and Petri, if you look under the character creation section, you'll see character sheet, ancestries, background, professions, and class descriptions. Are you guys able to find that?
I can.
Cool. Wait for Zoss. Zoss, if you can't speak, if you don't have a mic, you can always type in chat. It is the fireside chat. You can just type in there. That way we can communicate. Oh, I'll need to make you a login. I totally forgot to do that. For Petri.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that.
Yes, there'll be no password, and it'll use the same link I just sent you. Just refresh the page, and you will have an account. Okay. That's what I was trying not to show. Oh well. Don't dox me, please. Alright. Okay. So Zoss, I'm gonna private message you. Oh, there you are. I see you in chat. That is the link for Foundry. I'm gonna make your login real fast. So give me a second before you click the link. Yep, we got your account now. It is no password. You just find your name at the bottom, since you got a Z, of that long list of players. Shrink this down just a little bit so we can see chat. No emails yet. There. I've got a vertical monitor, and the reason it's like I'm fiddling with so much is I've got like 4 windows open at once trying to layer them correctly so I can see everything. That's just gonna do that. Alrighty. So the character sheet we can use here in a bit, but for now, I just want you just to get your creative hats on. We're going to make a character, and we're going to try to do it in under 10 minutes. So no time pressure, but just if you get choice paralysis, we can go over like some options and stuff. Ancestries are what your character looks like. It's your racial background, is what a lot of games would call it. So, with that said, definitely take a look at the ancestries. There's 30 options, and we can see which of the ancestries tickles your fancy the most. I'll open that up real quick with Discord so other people can see. So, zoom out just a little bit. But yeah, from the top, we've got Changeling, Elf, Half-Elf, Human, Morphling, Dwarf, Gnome, Gremlin, Halfling, Pixie, Celestial, Chaos, Construct, Elemental, and Fiend. Then for the last set of 15, we've got the Aquan, which is like an aquatic race of your choice, usually like mermaidish. Dragon, Kobold, Lizard, Tort. And we've got Beastman, Felinid, Kitsune, Lupinid, and Porksy, which is a pig race, my personal favorite. And then because I'm a mini pig owner, we might be able to show my pig off later on stream. Then we have Gnoll, Goblin, Ogre, Troll, and Undead, which can be any of the other 29 ancestries, but as an undead version. So, for you two, do any of those jump out at you as a cool thing you would like your character to be?
You know what? I'm gonna make this simple. Let's go with construct.
Construct, nice. Yeah, so for constructs, they are essentially a creature that does not require food, that generally doesn't age, and so it can be anything that's not undead. And so it could be a robot, it could be a treant. We've had someone make a Wendigo. So that's just kind of like the general catch-all for things that are not fleshy, normal racial backgrounds. Or ancestries, rather.
Mhm. Okay, so I have the choices with the most options in there.
Yeah. So we got construct for yours. So what is a celestial? So it is any divine being that is a humanoid. So it can be anything from your traditional Judeo-Christian angel to something kind of fancy like an Anubis or some Egyptian god. It could be a Norse god inspired entity like a Valkyrie. They generally have wings and can fly. And they have holy magics, which allow them to heal people with heal harm for free 3 times a day. And when they heal harm somebody, it actually revives them from the dead if they have died within the past minute, which a round is 10 seconds in the game. So 6 rounds would be a minute. So as long as you get to someone quickly, you can save them. So that is what a celestial is. And also welcome, Brendan. And
Hey,
hello.
sorry, I was working on a sand pump.
Ah, gotcha. Well, Brendan is here, so that's 3 players. That's great. My roommate has not logged in yet, so I'll go snap him up in a bit. This is
I've
Vonnie.
already made.
He is my kitty.
I've made my character already.
Okay.
I might be in the car for a bit, so I might need you to roll for me, John.
Yeah, that's fine. Don't get too out of breath. You're fine. um, let's see. So go with Celestial. Heck yeah. So we've got our ancestry pick that we are 33% finished already. Let's see if we can make that 10-minute mark. So the next one is our background. Now, there's no ancestry or background that's better necessarily for a certain class. There are certain ones that are less good, and it's more because they overlap too much. For example, your celestial probably does not want to be a priest, because a priest gets the same effect, or very similar effect with their background. Um, and so it kind of makes sense too. If you're a priest, who you're praying to? Probably a celestial. So with the backgrounds, let me minimize that and pull background professions up. Let me try to make this bigger.
Yeah, I've got a cleric who's an undead celestial for one of mine, which is very funny.
It is. All right, let me full screen this for the group. We have the group of crafters, which you have Apothecary, Arcanist, which makes focus and relics, magic weapons, Bowyer, Jeweler, Leatherworker, Munitioner, which makes guns, grenades, and ammo, a Rancher, which raises and trains non-ancestry creatures, so non-humanoid creatures, a Scribe, a Smith, a Tailor, and a Tinkerer that makes tools and gadgets. Harvesters are things that provide resources to the party. And the funniest one is the assassin. They provide dead ancestry creatures. If you need a corpse, they're the man to get it for you, the person to get it for you. Bounty hunter does the same thing, but for living ancestry creatures that are captured. Forager, hunter, lumberjack, miner, thief, and trapper. Trappers provide non-ancestry creatures. So the bounty hunter for creatures. And then we have my personal favorite group, the performers. Performers can be a commander. They do like active things, and they usually get something neat. Commanders, conservationist, dancer, diplomat, a very good favorite, the Jester, which lets you barrel roll a reaction dodge ability at no cost. Magician, priest, royal, singer, therapist, which I had to include in there as a therapy student, and then town crier. So of those, do you have any questions about them, or do any of them seem more interesting to you than another? Let me check out the chat. So ready for you, Zos? Do you have any of the backgrounds that you feel would be appropriate for your celestial character? And same for you, Petri.
Uh, you know what? I'm going to go for the singer. You know, we're gonna
Nice.
have a music bot.
All right, so we are a music bot right now. I love it. Siri, play that song. All right, we'll make.
Exactly like.
I love it. And Zos, we'll just wait for you to finish up your choice. And then we'll go on to the big choice, which is your class. And save Brenton's character information. So, save. Okay. Hunter. Yeah, Hunter is pretty fun. So we've got a Construct Singer and a Celestial Hunter. That's already really cool. All right, and now the big pièce de la résistance, the class. There are still 30 classes, and they all have descriptions on there about what they do. And I just got a message that might be someone wanting to hop in. Let's see real quick. Let me double check this real quick. Let me send them a server invite. I don't think they're in the server. All right. Hopefully they'll be able to
All
hop
right.
in the chat.
Well, I feel like I have to go with the bard because I already see the very simple synergy there. So
For sure. So I'm quite proud of the classes. So I'll go over them briefly. We have Berserker, kind of is what you would think. Monk, Rogue, Warrior. Those are the four fighters that predominantly use their body and stamina resources to do maneuvers, both melee martial maneuvers and ranged projectile maneuvers. You've got your mages, the enchanter, necromancer, sorcerer, and wizard that use mana in their mind predominantly to cast spells. You have chanters that do special things called chants. They are 10-second long magical ritual spells. You can make up a fun phrase. We had a troll one time that did unga unga bunga dunga, and that was his chance. We've had one that's like, uh, everything I summon is frightening. Here I go. I'm calling lightning for a druid. So we got Disciple, which is a martial artist healer. Druid, Cleric, and Shaman, which is a shielding, cursing, buffing, debuffing healer. We've got the very general classes of the Adventurer, the Bard, and the Mimic. The Adventurer is really fun. They are the scrappy worst class in the game is the joke, but they're actually really strong. And we had a Adventurer decapitate the Arena Champion in one of our recent streams with a great sword, popping out of invisibility, missing the first strike, and then decapitating the Arena Champion on the second strike. Don't worry, she got better. They put the head back on and revived her. Bard, you kind of understand what that is from most games. But Mimic, what do you guys think a Mimic is, just hearing the name? You know what a
I have a
Mimic
funny
is.
story for that. I have a very funny story for that once they say something.
I mean, if you're talking to us, we can read it, so we know the answer.
You do know the answer. What does it sound like familiar, if you're familiar with like Final Fantasy games, if you had to guess a certain mage?
Yeah, I can't help you there. Never played and if Final Fantasy.
Okay, let me get this other person in here, hopefully. All right, let's see. Hunter is, or Zos is typing. Yep, no one watching the stream yet, so no participants. Mimics from Five Nights at Freddy's. They take on the appearance of other creatures and mimic their behavior. That is perfect. So, Brendan, you've played a mimic. What do mimics do?
So a mimic eats and absorbs the proficiencies of the things they kill. There's also a reaction at third level, which I use to instantly kill a Drake with its own move.
That was fun. The Drake's like, I'm going to breathe obsidian shards at you and destroy your party, which was on top of you as you were transformed into a boat. You used Mirror Move, one of their like third level abilities, and turned into a dragon head on the side of the boat and shot it first because your Mirror Move goes before their move. You critically hit it and killed it in one hit. Dead as a doornail.
I then proceeded to drown the other 3 Drakes.
You did. That was disgustingly crazy. All right, and then the other set of classes. Do I have the music playing? I think I do. I do. Sorry, let me get back to Discord. Yes, the other set of classes is the Beast Lord, Paladin, Ranger, and Shadow Knight. The Crusaders focus on body and spirit equally. Or at least they lean more towards body in a lot of cases with them, but you can also lean towards their spirit side. They tend to hybridize. That's why this grouping of 15 are called the hybrids. Beast Lord's really cool. It's one of my favorites. They are a bit of a mixture of like the Shaman's playstyle, along with having a martial artist like the Monk playstyle, along with having a large 4x4 square-sized beast creature called a warder. So they fight in tandem with their warder in unison to pull off really cool combos. And then you have the discipline that focus on their mind and body equally. You have the Blood Mage, which leans into being a bit more of a caster by default, but you can make them like a Blood Knight if you invest in their physical stats and equip heavy armor. One cool ability I have for them, and I just updated it to be even more badass, is they can, at level 3, I believe it is, or 4, forge a weapon from their blood, and they can morph it at will to be whatever they want. They are always good with it, and it weighs nothing. So they could summon a like ultra great sword like gut style of their blood and attack someone with it. So they're very versatile in their weapon choice. They'll always have the right weapon for the situation. Then you have Dragoon, the jumpy boys from Final Fantasy Acclaim. You have the Spellblade, which is very much like a red mage from Final Fantasy. And then the Warden, which is a anti-magic version of a paladin or a shadow knight. They don't heal, but they can shield people with a barrier. And then Magi's, these mix mind and spirit. These are your ultimate kind of sagely casters. You've got Conjurers, which summon powerful minions. Elementals is kind of the default, but they can summon demons, celestials, plants, constructs, chaotic creatures, which are kind of like, I imagine chaos creatures as being, what am I trying to say? As being like Cthulhu monsters from the outer realms of
Hey,
crazy.
John.
Yes.
Zeus said she wants to change her background in class.
Oh, that's totally fine. Absolutely. And then Elementalist, they switch between the 4 attunements, very similar to Guild Wars 2's Elementalist. And they have a special thing where if they blast their allies with spells or chants, they actually buff them or heal them rather than harming them. So they're very powerful, blasty, supporty characters. Occultist, they are the witch class, like / warlock. They curse people, they summon darkness on the battlefield, they animate weapons, they have a flying broom as a mount, and they get stuff with like cauldrons and all sorts of really witchy stuff. The Ritualist, it summons spirits on the battlefield that they imbue a spell or a chant into, and then the spirit will continue to use that spell or chant continually over time until it runs out of mana or morale. And then we have the last group, which is the Experts. They mix body, mind, and spirit, but they tend to then specialize in one of the 3 rather than the generalists that can usually they'll spread their stuff out between the 3. You have the Chronomancer, which is a time mage that fights with a rapier and a wand as the big and little hand of a clock. They have a little bit lower casting range on their spells to keep them balanced, but they are definitely fun. They get a big bonus for switching between melee and spells, and it's called Tick Tock Toll. They tick on the first turn, they talk on the second turn, and then they ring the bell on the third turn to instantly heal someone to full, or put a zillion, like League of Legends buff on them that revives them to full when they take lethal damage, or they can critically hit an enemy with irresistible damage on that third turn. The Inventor, these are the mechanical, potion-y kind of guys. The Inventor's really fun. They have constructs, and your construct can change its form. It does a gear shift. It can go from like a flying, shooting drone to a tanky golem for free once per turn. And they get inventions that they learn 3 of at the start of the game and then 1 every level. And there's like a list of 20 inventions, so they can learn half the list eventually. A little more than half, 13 of the 20. And they do cool things like put a sniper rifle on your gun or a crossbow to get a critical hit on a roll of a 4 or a 5 or a 6. And a cloaking device to go invisible, little legs to put on their turrets so the turrets can move around, all sorts of cool options with Inventor. They also get one of my favorite named abilities in the whole game called the Tip Launcher. Trajectory Injected Potables. They can shoot poisons or potions at enemies or allies from 12 range away. And then lastly, Sage is an interesting one that Brendan played yesterday. It is a very slow spellcaster that uses all 3 resources and has to chant essentially 2 rounds in a row to evoke a powerful evocation that always lands for offensive abilities or detrimental abilities, and they can completely heal people and revive them from being literally atomized. If they get disintegrated, they can still revive them, which is only unique to Sage and Clerics. And so with that, those are the classes. And so for your character, you said Bard sounds like it might be the right call? Or did you have another idea in mind?
I am completely happy with my choices.
Cool. And so which class are you picking?
Bard,
Bard, nice.
and that singer background, and what do construct ancestry.
Nice. Oh, we had someone else pop in the server. I'll welcome them. see if they want to pop in here. Brendan, if you could help me, if new people join in and want to join, would you just direct them to voice for me?
Yeah, I can do that. I'll keep an eye on general for you.
Awesome, thanks. I really appreciate it. Alrighty. So we got a construct singer bard, our Siri. I love it. And so the big question is, what is Zos gonna pick? Oh, sauce, but with a Z sound. So Zos. Okay. Oh, Spellblade class. Now I see. Yes, you can definitely become a Spellblade bounty hunter. That's really cool. I love that idea of a red mage-like playstyle that goes to hunt down bounties. Fun fact, you can heal and revive people once you get to level 3 with Spellblade. Actually, no, you can do it at level 1 because you do get Courage, which is a unique ability that increases health points based on your, in your case, intellect, but normally willpower. And its special thing is it does that if they died in the last 6 rounds, it revives them. So you could lethally kill somebody, revive them after tying them up, and that's a perfect way to catch a bounty. And we have a new person that just joined in chat. Hello. I can't see your name because we're in streamer mode, but it starts with an N. Are you able to speak, or would you like to just type in chat?
The person's name is Ninja the Ninja.
Okay. So we'll wait for them. The chat is in the fireside chat, is the one I'm kind of keeping track of rather than general. Brendan's watching general for me. I do want to check something really fast in case somebody else from Reddit has replied. Nope. Ninja, if you want, could you reply something in fireside chat, or if you're trying to speak, you are muted, just letting you know. I don't think that's my roommate's account name.
It is. Sorry.
Oh, it is. Hey, how's it going, man?
Still.
Cool. Well, to recap what they were doing, and we did get our classes made pretty quickly, our characters. They picked their ancestry, their background, and their class. We currently have a construct singing bard. We have a really cool celestial bounty hunter spellblade. And so, sky's the limit on what you want to pick. Have you had a chance to look at them yet at all?
I was gonna do adventure, but I don't know what kind.
Okay. So for a background for adventurer, any of them work really well. So I would say just pick one that sounds fun, like your adventurer would be good at. I will say an adventurer dancer is surprisingly a very good combo.
How about archaeologist?
We don't have archaeologist as a specific background. There's a list, do you see on Discord where it has character creation? And then it has character sheet, ancestry, background, class.
Oh, I see. It's character discussion.
Okay. You should be able to find it if you scroll up. Because you're probably at the bottom with character discussion. It should be towards the top under important stuff, game master, or excuse me, important stuff, groups, and character creation. You should see it in that order for the categories.
Character sheet, ancestries, background, professions.
Perfect. So background professions, there's 15 options. And if you have no idea what to pick, I'd recommend just dancer for fun, or jester can be quite powerful. Therapist is a good fun choice. Or if you want to be a crafter or a harvester, there are crafting and harvesting options as well.
Let's go, magician.
All right, so an adventurer magician. And what ancestry would you like to pick? This is what your character is, their racial background, essentially, what they look like, where they're from.
Aquan.
An Aquan adventuring magician. That's great. And so for your Aquan, do you imagine you're like a mermaid or a merfolk? What kind of Aquan do you think you would be, just for theme?
Merman.
A merman, okay. And we'll say it's the type where you can grow legs when you need to and tail when you don't. Or do you want to be in a
Yeah.
wheelchair and be wheeled around everywhere?
I can grow legs.
That works. I love it. We had a person that played a wheelchair-bound rogue with a rifle, which was hilarious. And she was a munitioner background to make her own bullets and bombs.
Nice.
So, yep. Awesome. Well, we got 3 players that are good to go, and Brendan's good to go, so that's 4. We can probably get started with that. So let's get everybody on Foundry. You two are on Foundry, Brendan's on Foundry, so we just need to get my wonderful roommate Tim on Foundry. So Tim, I'm going to send you a link. And if it'll let me, 1 second. Okay, and I'm just going to make an account that says Ninja on it for you. This is all the players that I've played. Ninja, save. So there will be no password. It will just be Ninja. And then we will get you guys set up on Foundry, get our character sheets done, and then we are good to play. We're at 37 minutes in, so that's a good timing, considering we've been waiting for people to get in and get situated, so everything's looking good. It's all my billions of tabs. Oh. I keep clicking the wrong window. There we go. Alright, did we get you in here? Yeah, we got Ninja, Petri, Zos. So Brendan, if you just want to join in, we are good.
I'll be joining on Foundry a little later. I'm going to need you to make the rolls for me.
Okay, that's fine. Alright, so for the new people for Foundry, there is a setting that's really obnoxious. It's called Pan to Token Speaker. So we're going to delete that setting. We're going to disable it. You can close that first window that pops up. And for anybody watching at home later, this is a very handy thing to do. You go to the top right where it says Game Settings, the little cogwheels. You click the cogwheel, and then you go down to Configure Settings, the other cogwheels. And then you type P as in piano, A as in Astro, N as in Nancy, and it'll be Pan to Token Speaker. You disable that and click Save, and you will save yourself a lot of headache. Does everybody get that done?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Okay. And hopefully Zos is good. Yep, done. Awesome. Now here's the slightly more complicated thing. We're going to teach you how to roll and make a macro to roll. So you can roll dice like this. Yeah, 5. That's pretty decent. And then in the chat, it will show who rolled it. I can click somebody and roll for them. I can be like, Gababoo, which was a Godzilla character. Let me show his art that we used. It was really funny. So this was the art that we used for him. Just old school Godzilla looking guy. But yeah, so Gababoo rolled a 3. And so to make that macro, in the bottom left, you're going to see a row of buttons. It looks like a hotbar. You left click on it. You can name it whatever you want. Call it you know, 1d6 or something. But then in the command box, you are going to type /R as in roll, space 1D as in dog 6. And then you're going to execute it and save it. Make sure it works. So that's /R space 1D6. And once you have that, you are good. Unfortunately, bad roll for Ninja. It happens. Let's make sure everybody gets a good roll off. Also, I can't hear if someone joins chat, so Brendan, if you just let me know if someone pops in.
Will do. No one's jumped in. No one new has jumped in on general.
Okay. We got everyone here who's rolled except for Brendan, because Brendan can't, because he's on mobile. Alrighty, so we are literally ready to go. The only thing left is how quickly can I teach you the game? We have 19 minutes, and I bet I can teach you the game in probably 10 to 15 minutes. Part of that will be doing the character sheet. I do need to get you guys a copy of the document that we're going to be using. So there's a $20 paid document that is called the Class Compendium. And since you guys are participating in a Learn to Play, you get it completely free. It is a living document right now because I'm still actively balancing classes and making changes. Why is this loading slow? Okay, there it goes. And it is a whopping 237 pages, I believe, currently. I'm about to see. Yeah, 100 and... Oh, why is it continuing to grow? Oh, sorry, 237. I don't know why I said 100. 237 pages. You only have to read about 5 of them, because there are 30 classes. So I'm going to share this with you, and then you'll just simply need to accept or request, and then I will accept your request. Okay, and sauce, here you go. And then Petri. And that should be everybody. I'll just accept you guys as a group. Give you about 15 seconds to click that. Oh, you can't play because you're on call. Okay. That's fine. Yeah. Well, Zoss, if you want, you can play and just, as calls come in, you can just take a break and I can play for you while you're doing that. Is that something that would let you still play while you're on call? Okay, 2 people would like to access. Wait till I get that 3rd person clicking. Let's see if everybody's clicked in yet. Still waiting for one more person. I'll go ahead and share it with the 2 that have already clicked. So, a few commenters. And accept all. Give access. I won't say your name on stream, but it starts with an M. And that is one of my favorite names ever, because there was a boss on Guild Wars 2 with that name. And he's a particularly nefariously difficult boss. And so I learned to both love, respect, and especially hate that name. But Zoss is still responding, so that's Vonnie, my cat, getting in the way as he does. Okay, we have 2 people in the class compendium. I will add the 3rd person later. Okay, so Zoss would rather just learn right now and not have his first session be interrupted constantly, so that's fair. Totally respect that. Alright, so with that said... Get back to... Ooh, Oh, I thought I had my new email. It was the, whatchamacallit, the accepting you guys in. So, you can scroll down to your class. There's a hyperlink for it. And then the first page is your 10 levels of features. We're going to be starting at first level. You do not have to read the whole thing at the first level. It's a lot. And so with that said, what we're going to do is look at the second page, which is a chart. And this is where we're going to make our character sheet. We're going to fill in the information from the character sheet. And so it's fairly straightforward, but I'll walk you through it. Do you both have the character sheet pulled up? For a Ninja.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Per character sheet, just seeing it, or is there actually somewhere we can?
The character sheet is under character creation, and it's the form fillable one.
Give me a second. Okay, I hopefully got it. Yes.
All right, it should be version 2.0. I'm gonna load that up real quick here.
I don't have it.
Oh, you haven't found it?
Yeah, all I see is the. Actually, I got it. V2. Is it a PDF?
Yes. PTA character
Okay.
sheet, volume or version 2.0.
Yep, got it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is a lot easier if you dual screen this. Tim, would you like me to do yours for you as an example?
Yes, please.
Okay. Class compendium. Here. I'm gonna go to Bard, control find Bard. There's Bard, first page, second page, third page. All right. So with that said, if you dual screen it or half and half it, it's a lot easier. We'll start with the top left is your character's health points. It's already calculated for the first level. So for our Bard friend, it is going to be 16. You put that in the bottom middle of the page where it says health points. Defense is going to be, in this case, 13 for the Bard. Of which 4 of it is armor, 6 of it is shield, and 3 of it is dodge. So you just put that immediately below. So I'm putting in 4 armor, putting in 3 dodge, and I'm putting in 6 for its shield, which I'm probably going to rename to block eventually. It's just I haven't got around to it yet. All right. So are we good on health points and defense, everybody? If we are, the movement will be the next thing that you put in the to the right. It'll be your run is what your movement is. Your run is your ability to move horizontally on the plane. Your climb, swim, fly, and also burrow, but that's really rare and only 2 classes get it. If you're a druid in animal form or if you're an earth attuned elementalist, you can burrow into the ground. But these are your vertical special movements. If you ever get snared by something or immobilized or grabbed by something, you can't use your special vertical movements. And so, if you're snared, you move half your movement speed with your run. If you're immobilized, you cannot run, and if you are grabbed, you cannot run. Person yesterday for Brendan's character pulled them out from cover, and then Brendan fired off the super nuke called Obliterate. Combos. Yep, Zos is good. Okay. So that is the top row finished. Carrying capacity you really don't have to worry about, but you could put that in if you want. You can skip weapons and tools for now. You can put them in if you want, but they're not really relevant. We can skip the climb, swim, fly, high jump, jump for now. because that's a little bit extra. Now we have the main 3 stats: your body, your mind, your spirit. For the Bard, oh, I've been using Bard. You're not playing Bard, you're playing Adventurer. Which isn't really different than Bard stat-wise for very much, but I do want to make sure I get it correct. Alright, and your defense is actually 14 on Adventurer because you get 4 dodge, whereas they only get 3. Okay, so with that, we've got our health points, we've got our defense, we've got our shield, dodge, armor. Let me put class Adventurer. And your background was Magician?
Yes.
Yep, and your class is Adventurer. Your ancestry was Aqua. Okay. Aquan yet?
No.
Okay, you can think about one in age and gender. But yes, for an adventurer and bard, your stats are 2, 2, and 2 on your body, spirit. They determine your skills and how good you are with your 30 skills, 10 of which are on each of the body, mind, and spirit. And they also, if you ever do increase them, they increase their substats. So for body, that's going to be your endurance, your technique, and your physique. And so with that said, 2 physique and 3 in the others. And you have the same thing for the others. You got 3 resilience, 2 technique, 2 acuity, 2 willpower, 2 attunement, and 3 resolve. Adventurer keeps it easy because everything is the same. And so those are super easy to fill out. Now your resilience, resolve, and endurance, they determine your mana, morale, and stamina, which are the resources you use to do spells, chants, and maneuvers, respectively. Mana is going to be resilience +1. Morale is resolve +1. And stamina is endurance +1. Mana recovers quite slowly in combat. It takes 6 turns, so 1 minute to recover 1 point of mana. So out of combat, you recover your mana very quickly. Morale takes 10 minutes of rest out of combat to recover 1 morale point. Stamina recovers half of your stamina every 10 seconds. So every round, you're recovering half your stamina at the start of the round. Rounded down. So it's always good to have an odd number of endurance so that you have an even number of stamina when you level up and stuff. But we don't got to worry about that now. So adventurers and bards start with literally every ability proficient. The only difference is with your ancestry and your background, you do get some other proficiencies. Actually, I'm going to uncheck all these. Proficiencies give you a bonus on skill rolls. Skill rolls are one of the 3 types of rolls you'll make in the game. They determine how well you do when you attempt to do something that isn't a specific ability. For example, I want to catch a falling ally. I might be like, okay, give me an athletics roll. Let's see if you catch your falling ally. I want to seduce the dragon. Okay, make a performance roll or a persuasion roll, your choice, to try to seduce the dragon. Spoilers, that would be quite difficult in my system, but possible. You had to roll a 15 or a crit. Any roll of a dice that's a 1 is a critical failure. Any roll that is a 6 is a critical success. Critical successes always give you the best, most realistic outcome that you could achieve. Ones give you the opposite. They give you usually a very humorous failure. Anything else is kind of in between. So, for skill rolls, a 5 is considered a medium difficult thing, and you get basic information or a basic success. 10 is hard, and you get more information if it's a knowledge check, for example. If it's tracking something with your survival, you'll get better information about the tracks and the distance of the creature, etc. And then lastly, a 15 is a near impossible challenge. And so those are exceptionally hard to do unless you're extremely skillful in that particular thing. Now, if you have proficiency in a skill, you get to double that base stat. So if you're proficient in athletics, you would double your body stat. So you get a +4 on this case on Adventurer. Adventurers get +4 in everything because they are proficient in everything at level 1. Their limitation, however, is they can never master anything, with the one exception being the stuff they get from their background. And now you are an Aquan, so you are a master swimmer. So we're going to fill in that under swim. And you also have a background in magician, so that gives you arcana as a mastery as well. When you master something, you triple that base stat. So you would get a +6 in swimming and a +6 in mind. So we'll go ahead and put that swim down there in the bottom right. If you have flying, you'd put that in the bottom right as well. For example, your celestial. And then that is it for the proficiencies of your character that you have mastered. Is everybody good with their skills, or do you need more time? They're really kind of hard to see because they're tiny. And we have a new character sheet where they're much larger, but it's not finished quite yet.
Yes. Would you repeat how the skills are chosen again, please?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
If you could repeat how the skills are chosen. Again.
Yes, you as a player can suggest using a skill. You might say, can I use my perception to try to look closer for something? Can I use my summoning to try to summon some basic object or food for the party? Can I use my survival to try to track something? Can I use my conjure to try to summon forth a small elemental to give us advice in this situation? You can use them as creatively as you can think, and most GMs should permissively go with it unless it's really just a stretch. Like, can I use my perception to see if this person's lying? I'm like, that's not perception. That would be insight, which is a mind skill. Or you might say, can I seduce this person with deception? I'm like, you can try, but it's going to be harder, a higher skill roll than if you were trying to persuade them. And so does that kind of answer your question?
I was more interested in the, because we can select some of these, right? Like,
yes.
I'm not sure if it's not called necessarily proficiency, right? Because
yes. What was your ancestry again? Construct, right?
Yes, construct.
Yes, so it should give you 2 proficiencies. I think one of them is knowledge. Let me look real quick. I forget the ancestry sometimes. But yeah, on the ancestry, it will tell you what you get. Yeah, so for constructs, you get knowledge and research are your 2 special things that you get. And both of those are found under the mind stat. Also, as a construct, you get to double your carrying capacity. And you gain +4 to your resist. Remember that here in a bit. We'll get to what resist is. And you are immune to mental-based effects. That's your specialty as being a construct. You have a special mind. And with that said, we can hopefully move from skills onto attack rolls, and then prevention rolls. And then you will know 90% of how to play the game. So attack rolls are when you use a maneuver ability to attempt to, not a maneuver, sorry, an ability to attempt to damage an opponent. You are trying to add up your character's accuracy under the attack rolls in the bottom left. You're trying to add up that accuracy with your attack rolls, plus the accuracy of the actual ability you're using, plus your dice roll to meet or exceed the opponent's defense. It's exactly like in 5th edition D&D. The only difference is abilities themselves give you a bonus accuracy. For example, a very precise strike gives you a plus 10 accuracy. Plus, let's say you had 5 maneuver accuracy, that'd be plus 5. So you're going to add a whopping 15 to your d6 roll. And on average, that's going to hit 17 or higher. A little more than 17 on average, but we round down here. So if your opponent only has 17 defense, you got a 50-50 shot of hitting them with Precise Strike. But 17 defense is quite high. Usually you won't see that too terribly often early on. So is everybody good with attack rolls as far as filling in your maneuver, spell, enchant accuracy? We'll see if Zoss is good. Oh, good question. How long have you been developing PTA? Quite extensive so far. Thank you. A year. It took me about a year. I started in July of last year, and I finished in actually way less than a year. Finished in. We had been playtesting it since August, however, of last year. And so, thank you for that question. That was a wonderful question. We're 2 minutes over, so we've almost learned the game in under 20 minutes. I think I started. Last thing is your tactical potency. Just enter that in on the top right. And then on the top left, you will have your prevention rolls. These equal your endurance, resilience, and resolve. You roll these to prevent non-damaging bad things from happening to you. If you use a non-damaging bad ability, I have to reference your tactical potency to see what I need to roll to not have that bad thing happen. If I meet or exceed your tactical potency, the bad thing does not happen to me. Similarly, if I try to blind you with a avoid, you try to avoid me blinding you with pocket sand, a fun item, you would roll an avoid roll to prevent being blinded by pocket sand. And with that, we are exactly at 20 minutes, and you know 90% of how to play the game. The stuff we'll go over next will be using abilities like in the game itself, and using what happens when you die, or start to die rather, at death's door. But we'll save that for when it occurs. Does anybody have any questions before we begin the actual play? Excited to play soon. Heck yeah. And Brendan, do I still need to roll for you?
Yes, if you can. I'm in Iowa Park right now, so I'm nearly at where I'm going.
Okay. And so what we're going to do is make a one-shot. I really need to clear this out. Do learn to play. Let's see here. Learn to play. Oh, I made a character instead of a folder. I am a dumb. I did a dumb on stream. Let's go. Alright, so this is where I'll actually make your character in the system to get you onboarded, and then we are 100% good to play. So with that said, Ninji, did we finally get a name for your character? I think you might still be muted.
Is that better?
Yeah, it's much better.
Okay. I said I guess we'll stick with Ninja for now.
Okay.
Just keep it simple.
Oops, Ninji. Alright, is there art you would like to use for your character, or do you want me to just find something quick on Google?
Yeah, go for it.
Alright, Merman with sword. Art. It's so hard to just find one with a sword. They're all wielding tridents. That's funny. Oh, yeah, that's a perfect one. I like this one. It's very handsome. I don't know whose it is. It's a... Looks like just basic character art, so I don't think it's terribly horrible to use it. Save image. Merman. This is going to be a adventure. Save it there. Okay, so for Ninja, I'll get your character set to you. Figure ownership. I had to scroll through like 100 or more names to find you. Alright, you're the owner now. We'll put your art on there. Sure. This is all the wonderful people that have played Adventure. Merman. Select that. Prototype token. You have token. And you have 16 health points. No. 18 health points at level. Alright, so Ninja, you should now be able to move Ninja around. Give it a try. You able to left click and
Yeah,
drag it?
move it.
Okay, cool. When you let go, it'll just fly wherever you put it. There you go. Perfect. Alright, next up. Petri, what is your character's name?
Let's go with Cordeleon. I'm just gonna write it down for you so it's easier.
Thank you. You just put it in Fireside Chat, that helps. So, Celestials can age however you want. I usually imagine them to be immortal, because they are in a realm of the gods, essentially, probably, or from there, or have a lineage. Maybe their grandma got freaky with an angel, you just never know. Ooh, shorty. Alright, and do you have art you'd like for your character?
I do not.
Okay, I'll find some quick art. Is it just like an angel-looking celestial, or what do you imagine it looks like?
I'm playing the construct, but
Oh, construct, that's right, not celestial. I was reading celestial. And you're a construct bard. Bard robot? Let's see what pops up. Okay, that's kind of cool looking. Let's see, art station. Make sure it's not anything super copyrighted or something. I don't think it is. Save image. That bard. I will like it. To do that later. I think you will like the art I picked. Whoops. Go ahead and assign it to you. It's Petri. Save changes. Oops. All the bards that have been played over the years. We did have a bard that was a construct actually before, and they named it Melody. And it was based on a character from a game, I think a fighting game. Okay, and you're going to have 16 health points at this level. Make your token correct. Health points. Visible. Update token. And you should be good. Try to move them around. Should find him right here in the middle, Petri.
oh yeah, we already played. Yeah, all works.
Oh, to move the screen, you right-click, by the way, to pan it around, and you can zoom in and out. If that helps. Lastly, but not leastly, let's someone messaging. see if this person wants to join in with us, actually. Okay. And then, Brendan, what was your character's name? Are you there, Brendan?
My character's name is Gandalf. They are a construct and a sorcerer.
Didn't have to reach far for that name, did you?
No, I didn't. It literally named itself.
Copyright. It's Gandalf. We're going to call him Lolf just to have copyright respected.
You could name it Candolf.
Candolf. I like that. Candolf. All right, so you sent me art. Save as. Oh, I already did save it. Derp. Choose file. Sorcerer. What's it not showing here? I probably put it under wizard. Fun fact, Gandalf is technically a sorcerer. He had his magic from his lineage rather than learning it. So Gandalf the wizard is actually a sorcerer. I will die on that hill.
I'm also going to say this. My background is an arcanist.
Yes, an arcanist to make items of magical weapons for both
Yep.
spells and chants. Alright, so we got Gandalf. I will assign them to you for when you do get back.
Well, I've just arrived at where I was going, so just give me a couple more minutes and I'll be set up.
Perfect. Tabletop role-playing on the go. You'd love to see it. Alright, we got... Oh, need to prototype him.
I figured I had enough time to get to where I was going, considering that it was new people setting up characters and I had already set mine up.
But little did you know I would finish quickly. Alright, so we got Gandalf,
Actually, you finished
Ninji, and
just a
Clordrin.
little before I arrived.
I'm here.
Okay, haven't heard back from the person that just responded to me. I am a professional game master. I spent a year and a half at the wonderful Nexus Game Lounge in Wichita Falls, Texas, running 5th edition 4 times a week for 4 games at $10 a player. And so I was able to get through a rough patch of unemployment during that time. And it really, really helped me out a lot. So I ran that for enough to burn myself out on 5th edition. So I'm like, it's got problems, it's got cracks. It takes like an hour and a half to teach people just the rules of the game, usually, and about 30 minutes to make a character, if not longer, with all the options and stuff. And so I said, to heck with it, I'm making my own tabletop roleplay game with blackjack and hookers. In fact, we even have a place called the Best Little Whorehouse in Paradise, so I do got my hookers, my sex-working wonderful women. And they also reside in Sin Solace in the city, but we'll get to that setting stuff. But I did play the setting of Paradise that I homebrewed and created myself, and I ran that exclusively, for the most part, while at Nexus. And the setting had players that played for a full year and had a big finale against the big bad named Mother. Slight spoilers. And so I might reuse Mother, I haven't decided, but a slight spoiler, but I'm still deciding if people are going to find this plot hook or not. There is a Druid of the Rat, and that Druid of the Rat was the patron of the party. After they stumbled into his thing, got cursed by him to have their most precious thing in existence held hostage by him, unless they served him faithfully. And so the Mother character came at odds with the Rat Druid, and the players had a wonderful house that they built up. In one case, we had all 4 of my groups get together for a gargantuan raid to protect their house against a flying mechanical dragon, a mechanical bull druid, and 3 inventor gnomes. And so it was a very fun, crazy session that lasted 8 hours split apart into 2 sections of 4 hours with an hour break in between, so I didn't die. But yeah, that's a bit about my background when it comes to running roleplay games. I run Pathways to Adventure over 300 times since creating it, or thereabouts, it feels like. I did 50 games in 50 days, and those can be found on Twitch. I think a lot of them got deleted, though, but I do have them on the YouTube channel, I believe, which is just simply Pathways to Adventure on YouTube, I believe, or it might still be Lost in Paradise. But yes, so Pathways to Adventure is the game name, Lost in Paradise is the setting. And Pathways to Adventure can be played virtually with any setting whatsoever, including sci-fi, horror, modern, or high fantasy. You would just need to make new classes and ancestries and backgrounds to fit the appropriate setting. So it's very great for homebrew people that want to create their own stuff, because you literally just slap those 3 combination of things and you work together, like Yoda's race, Jedi, background, swamp guy. That's Yoda. Throw some stats on it, and then there you go. You're off to the races. And I would say a souped up version of Adventurer would be perfect for a Jedi chassis. So like, give me a quick example, Zoss or anybody else in chat, just give me an example of a character from anything, and I'll see if I could make it with the current classes or suggest.
Hit monkey.
Hitmonkey, easy. Beastman, assassin, rogue with a focus on pistols. You got Hitmonkey. Anybody else want to throw one out there? Trying to see if I can get this other person that I invited from Reddit to join us. But, yes. So, let's see here. Get back in chat. Aang from Avatar The Last Airbender. Absolutely simple. That would be a... His background, I'm trying to think of the best one. But easily would be an elementalist for the class. You would take the human background and give that elementalist some body stats that they don't currently have. If you want them to be more martial artist focused with their bending, or if you're just concerned about doing the bending as spells and chants, then that's super easy. They're already there. So Aang, super easy to do. Iron Man is so easy. Okay, so Iron Man's fun. So you take an inventor human, any background you want that works, probably royal since he's a rich bitch, or a rich guy, you gotta watch my language, and he would be an inventor that uses the power suit, that attacks with spells to replicate his blasting, and focuses a lot on his mind, because he is a mental kind of guy. Tony Stark's really smart, and you've got Iron Man. And you can take force field fingers to block and have a shield. Oh, Brendan, I will correct that. There's a way to refund, or I can just send you money through Cash App. So we do have it where it's set for $10 per player, but that is considered a donation, not a cost. And so for people that can't afford to pay it, then we, yeah, we can do the refund. The only problem with refund, it does take a few days. We use Start Playing as our setup for managing signups. And so as part of that, it does charge if I don't set it to free, and I forgot to do that for Brendan. Jeff the Landshark, easy. It'd be a Beastman Mimic, because Mimics love to eat stuff. Like, literally, they eat stuff to learn their abilities by default. And background would be the fun one. You could pick any background that would fit for Jeff. But yeah, Jeff the Landshark in my game would be hilarious. But yeah, we've definitely made a few fun characters already. Let me add this person to Discord. Okay. We might have another person joining us soon. But yeah, so for Paradise, the setting, what we usually do is there's two options. We could be native-born people in Paradise who are already members of this big city called Maiden's Fall, or we can come from literally anywhere from any known universe outside of Paradise and become sucked into it. So quite literally, you can make any character and it still fits the setting. My mom played a bard named Betty Offwhite, the reincarnation of the late Betty White. And she has a penchant for brewing alcohol, and she's a singer background, because of course it's Betty. And she is one of the richest people in Paradise from her patented Betty's Liquid Courage wine that is valued at 1,000 credits a bottle. And it has a really powerful in-game effect, too. The other person can't make it because they're currently traveling, so that's fine. We'll just continue. So it is up to you guys entirely. I do my sessions with a lot of player agency and choice, so we can just take a quick vote. Do we want to all be members of Paradise, or do we want to go through the being sucked into Paradise setting? Either one's fine, and it takes a little bit more time to get into stuff if we're outside of Paradise, but we can still play the game just fine. So I'll let you guys decide what you prefer.
I am fine with just being from Paradise.
Okay. And so, Tim the Enchanter, as I like to call you in real life, what would you prefer, being sucked into Paradise or to be from Paradise?
From Paradise.
Okay, sounds like that is the majority rule then. So, Ninji, I need to find a way to pronounce your name. Cordelian? Is that close?
Yeah, close enough.
Okay, Cordelian, Ninji, and Gandalf. Gandalf, obviously, we need to rename, so let me see. It was going to be Candalf. Candalf, there we go. Or Dalf. I like Dolph, just so it's even more off. Just Candalf, you are a clone of Gandalf. They tried to summon Gandalf the Great into here, and they ended up summoning Gandalf the Beige. Gandalf the Beige. That will be your character. I love it. That's goofy as hell. Alright, so there are 7 districts in Paradise. This is the fun lore part of the session. I can do the quick version or the medium or long version. Which would you guys prefer? Yeah, Brendan's heard the
Yeah,
full version, so...
I think I do will leave the choice to the last person. I don't really care at the moment.
Gotcha. So we feel in short, medium, or long lore version. What was your vote, Tim?
Short.
Short? Okay. So we will do the short version. So Paradise was formed 6,000 years as part of an experiment by a male druid called Progenitor. He formed a union, shall we say, and created children with 12 female archdruids. And they created this world by cobbling it together from different planes, material realms from multiverses of countless places. And when it was created, he did something nefarious and put a bloodline curse on the lineage, so that every child born from the Union would have a battle royale urge every 500 years, a blood feud that would occur, forcing them to fight to the death against the other leaders of their 12 tribes. The 12 tribes are based on the 12 Chinese zodiac animals. And so the rabbit druid, the horse druid, and the tiger, which in this case is a lion druid, formed a city together called Maiden's Landing early on in the history of Paradise. And they formed a pact to prevent themselves from being affected by this blood feud. They would lock themselves away for the duration of it, chain themselves up, and then would be released once the blood feud was over. So they chose unity and peace and order. And so they value unity, peace, and order as their primary attributes. And 3,000 years into the world's 6,000-year history, a chaotic event happened where someone tried to open a portal outside of Paradise. No one has successfully found a way to leave Paradise once you've been sucked into it. And so this portal let in a horrible chaos creature, an abominable creature that kind of looked like a beholder, but with more tentacles instead of eyes. And it had a bunch of demons that were chained up to it that it used to destroy a lot of the city. It was defeated by the 3 maidens, the 3 archdruid females, at the cost of their lives, or at least they were never seen from again, if they did in fact live, when we don't know the outcome. But that said, they were venerated by the city, and it was renamed to Maiden's Fall to represent and respect where the maidens fell. And so 3 statues are erected to represent each. If you look upon the statue of Usagalin, the rabbit, you get feelings of motherly love, of intellectual pursuits, and religious fervor. If you look upon the statue of Leolin, the lion, you get a feeling of battle lust, of fighting in the arena, of conquering and defending people, like protecting cubs as a mother lion. And then finally, you have Eponolin, the horse druid, and she... Oh, hey, Sauce, you have a good one. You're heading off, and you get to play first time session. Take care, everyone. Okay, take care. Lastly, Eponolin, the centaur horse druid, gives you feelings of wanderlust, of wanting to see the world, and to explore all of its nooks and crannies. And explore its ancient ruins and everything else. All right. Sorry, I was checking something really fast. Okay. Just making sure I didn't have anything to address really quick before we moved on. All right, so we all kind of up to speed on the lore of the city. The city has 7 districts, and you get to pick one of them to be your district of choice. I'll do the quick version of them. There is the religious district, learning district of Sanctuary, the production district of Sweatbrow, the party district, fine arts district of Muse Home, the travelers district of Sojourn, the coin merchant district of the Bazaar, my personal favorite that I'll go into for a little bit, called Sin Solace. We'll get back to that in a second, put a pin in it. And then finally, the Yard, the standing military district. I did say I wanted a game with blackjack and hookers, and so you can find that in Sin Solace. Each of these 7 districts has special rules and is ruled over by a matron. The matron of the Sin Solace is the B word that rhymes with itch, and the B word that rhymes with itch is elected by deposing the previous one. So you could kill her or politically maneuver her out of position of power, blackmail her, however you do it to become the next leader. You do have to be a female character, a female identified character, to become a matron of the city. It is a meritocracy matriarchy. And so with that said, she has a group. The current one is a lycanthrope, a lupinid as the ancestry, and she has a group of lupinids called the B word with an itches boys. And so they've run the town with an iron fist, and the rules of that particular part of the city is that you can do anything you want to another member of that district. You cannot do that to other people. The other 6 districts don't let you do that, and there's a magic across the city that prevents you from doing any harmful thing to other members of the city, and this is the one exception clause. So you, as a member of this city, get to set up a legally organized criminal syndicate guild for your particular character. And so those are the 7 districts. Where do you think your character would be most at home, Tim?
The one over by the water on the right.
On the right, so the Travelers District?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, so you're in Sojourn. And Cordelian?
Yeah, I'm going all into stereotypes, as you mentioned, right above it.
The Party
Not
District?
sure how we. Yes, Party District.
Yep, it's called Muse Home, the home of the muses.
All right.
So we are now fully prepared to play in Paradise. This is where I get to play as a adaptive GM that has to improvise my butt off. What would you like to do? Does your character want to earn money? Do they want to go on an adventuring quest? Do they want to earn money by fighting in the arena? Does your character have a specific goal based on their background that they'd like to achieve and wants to hire the other members of the party to do so? You start with 3,000 credits as a stipend for being a member of the city, and we take it from there. We'll let them give it an idea, Brendan, since we've already done yours before in the last session. So, Cordelian and Ninji, what are you thinking your characters would like to do?
Make money.
All right. How would you like to make money?
Building things.
Okay, so you want to be a crafter and go build things. Okay. And your background was magician. So maybe you're building something for your magic performances, like a big stage, or trying to craft special magical tools to pull off cool feats to impress people. Does that sound like a good idea?
Yeah.
Wonderful. And that's how we use backgrounds to kind of make cool things that make sense for your character. So they do have some mechanical benefits, but they also have story benefits too. And then lastly, Cordelian, you are a singer as your background, and you want to make more money than you traditionally get just from singing passively. You do get money per session, so go ahead and roll a d6, and you're going to get that much money this session from performing in Muse Home. That's your benefit there. Ooh, nice. You get 500 more credits. And so you got 3.5k. All right, everyone likes having money. And then Candolph, you are in the Learning District of Sanctuary, so you get a free revive once per month, even if you are atomized by Disintegrate and there's nothing left to revive. You can be revived by their highest level cleric. The matron of your particular district is Anita Radiant Soul. And Radiant Soul, she will revive you for normally 20,000 credits, but for you, you get it free once per month, because it does take a lot out of her to do that. So we can't revive everybody all the time, but one person per month can be revived for free in your group. It doesn't just have to be you. And so, do you guys like the benefits you have from your districts?
Yeah.
Cool. And Ninja, your benefit is you get free animal carts. So things to pull your carts are free. You get cheap discounts on potions. They're very affordable. Would you like to pick up some potions before you adventure?
Sure.
All right, so for a measly 150 credits, you can pick up 3 plus 10 health potions.
Okay.
Cool, so remember you have a total of 5 health potions. It's usually assumed that your character always tries to keep 2 health potions on them for emergencies, and we'll get to why that's helpful when someone starts to die at death's door later, because that usually does happen. Yes, so at Ninja, you want to go acquire some magical items from somewhere to craft or have made into something that you could use for your magic shows. So you post a thing on the guild hall of the Sojourn to help you recruit some people to do this. Cordelian, a little hard up for coin, you decide to go check the guild hall and notice this fairly simple low rank quests. You know, it should be easy and it pays a part of Ninji's money. How much do you want to pay them, Ninji?
200.
All right. Ooh, that's a low ball. Maybe 1,000? What are you thinking? You got to entice some strong adventurers.
1,000's fine.
All right, so 1,000 ahead. Cordelian, do you think that would be a fair price to go on a quest for?
Totally, Cordelian does not care about the money. What is he gonna do with it? He's a construct.
Right? Hey, I mean, maybe he needs some fancy parts upgraded. If
Yes,
Ben,
no, but
I just
he's
thought of
doing it
something.
for the love of the game.
Perfect. That works. And Brendan, what would your character want to go on a quest for money reasons or otherwise? For Candolph. Go ahead and move over here to the guild hall. You are really far away. We cannot hear you. Well, we'll get him back when he gets back. No rush. With that said, we are good to go, it sounds like. So I need to come up with a good setting for us. Let me flip through my maps. We are going to go over to Paradise again, to the map. Now, Paradise is full of apex creatures. In each region, there's an apex creature. I roll a dice to decide if you encounter that or not. On a 1, you do. On a 2 through 5, you encounter something that might be more bad or more good. On a 6, you have a great outcome and discover something beneficial. So I like to keep things spicy, and I don't even know what's going to happen. The dice get to tell the story. We just live in it. So with that said, where would you have wanted to explore to go find magical items?
Hey, John.
Hey, what's up?
Just telling you, my character, before they leave the city, I would like to get an enchanting book. Second thing, they're really interested in collecting rare books.
Okay, so rare books is what you're after. All right, so Ninji, what kind of place would you like to go to in search of magical things? There's the Emerald Isle, there's Genesis, there's the Plains of Karana, the best little whorehouse in paradise in the Fadark Forest. An ancient city is rumored to be there called Felwith. To the south, you have the Ivory Dunes with a temple dedicated to a god of the sun and of life and souls. What do you think would be a fun adventure?
Genesis.
Okay. So Genesis, being the hub of the entire world, is a very dangerous place to go to. Would you like to get there by boat, or would you like to get there by land?
By boat.
Okay, so you rent a boat for free, and we'll just go over there. And who is going to sail the boat, or do you hire someone to sail your boat?
Hire somebody.
All right, so one guy says for 1,000 credits, I'll be your mariner.
Okay.
And he gives you a discount of 500 because you are an adventurer of the traveling district. So just take away 500. And now we roll to see what happens. Uh-oh. This might be a short adventure. So you guys encounter an apex creature of the river. And I've actually never had to design the apex creature of the river because I never thought that would happen. So this is extra crazy levels of improvisation. Let me hide all these guys. All right, so you three are on a boat. And we will switch to that scene. Okay, so all three of you are on a boat, and something is in the water. Your guide is actually an earth elemental who is rowing your boat tirelessly, and they don't swim, ironically, and so they really don't want to fall off into the water. He says, my name is Schisthead. I've rowed this boat through the river many a times. I've even got all the way to the Slurry Sluice and met a wonderful female earth elemental there. She was a diamond in the rough. Ha, ha, ha. That is a joke, you can laugh, he says. So Schisthead, right, dad jokes. So Schisthead continues down the river with you guys. Oh, there is a new member. And I'm trying to decide exactly what I want to attack you guys. So there's a lot of cool things that could be in the water. Oh, someone drug all those. That's fun.
It's me. I'm dragging them.
You're having too much fun. They are now no longer visible to you.
No.
We're having way too much fun. So they are from a dangling plot point that was 5 years waiting for someone to find it, and a group of players found it actually on their first introductory session. Normally it's about a 5-minute thing to 10-minute thing. They turned it into a 3-hour thing. And it got really interesting with an evil big bad that they created. And so this world has a new evil big bad in the water. And that might be something that we could do right now, maybe. But I think I'm going to do something different. Let me scroll up real quick, make sure everything's good in chat, so don't have to worry about any problems. I think we're good. Brendan, would you be able to copy the link to Twitch in case anybody wants to watch it down below in general chat? I'm having trouble finding it while I'm streaming.
Where would I find that?
If you scroll up in general tab, it will be the Twitch link. It's
Okay, yeah.
twitch.tv/Paradise, not Paradise Lost, Pathways to Adventure. So in case people want to watch and chat and stuff, it's always good to have more people in here. And with that, we can continue. So I'm going to look for an aquatic big bad. I can think of one. That would be fun. Make sure I have art for it.
It's a kraken.
Oh, I forgot about the Kraken. Oh, it could be Baby Kraken. It could be Baby Kraken. I actually like that idea. Let me see if I actually have a Kraken. I don't think I have a Kraken monster image. No, it doesn't have one.
Okay. Do you want me to just repost the link that you sent earlier?
Yes. All right.
Done.
So, as you are flowing through the river at a very brisk pace, we are going to make a perception roll. So roll a 6-sided dice, and you add your perception to it, which is under your mind stat. So if you're not proficient, it's just going to be whatever your mind stat is. If you are proficient, it's going to be 4. And I don't think anybody has mastery, but if you did, it's going to be triple your mind stat as the bonus.
Hey, John, I've got something weird going on. I'm only rolling for Joan d'Arc or Aragon.
Highlight your character and see if that works.
That did. Okay.
Let me switch you because you're set to Aragon over here. User configuration. Fixed.
Okay, I got an 8 total.
Okay, Cordelian, you got a 2 plus whatever your bonus to mind stat is. You gotta be big.
Yes, I have to make sure. I have mine too. I am supposed to be proficient in all the skills, but only half proficiency, so that would be +3.
Yes, that's correct.
All right.
My cat's about to knock my mic
So-
over. Bonnie, don't do that.
All right. So that's 5 for me.
Okay, 5. And the cutoff was 5. And so, Tim, what was your roll? Ooh, a crit. Look at you. Alright,
Oh.
so with a crit, you definitely see this coming. Let me... This thing actually needs to be bigger. There we go. That's the right size. Needs to be able to get on your boat. Alright, so this anaconda does want some, hun. And so you have a gargantuan anaconda that's swimming through the water behind you. It is starting to catch up to you, but you do have at least 10 seconds, 1 round, to decide what to try to do. You can try to fight it. You can try to use an ability to prevent it from getting to you. This is an
I have an
apex
idea.
predator, and so let's let them give an idea first to let them try stuff out, and then suggest your stuff afterwards, because you always have good solutions for things.
Especially for this, if it works. If not, we're kind of screwed.
Gotcha. All right, so how might your characters
Hey,
handle
someone
this?
take over for me. I need to take this call.
Oh, you got a call? Okay. So
Yeah.
you are playing a adventurer. And so as an adventurer, you know that you're not very powerful with magic, and this is a very powerful creature that you see coming at you, but you could try to immobilize it and get lucky. So that's one option that we could try to do. What does our bard think might be a good option?
Are we speaking just, general strategies or actual things we can do?
Both is fine.
All right. Well, then just stopping the thing and then trying to get away seems like the most logical choice, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Not trying to fight this thing.
Yeah, I will say fighting an apex creature at level 1 can be beaten, but let's have your character real quickly do a knowledge check. Let's see if you know about this particular apex creature of the River of Life.
Can I also do a knowledge roll?
Sure.
Because as long as I don't get a 1, I've got a 10.
Okay. So you got a 2, so that's at least an 11, so that's quite a bit of information. And let's see Cordelian's roll for knowledge. You get a +3 on it. Nice. Or actually,
I actually wanted to ask, because I'm not sure with the interaction. I do have, proficiency in this from Construct, if I remember
yes.
correctly what you
So
said.
you're a master of it, so you get to triple your mind stat. So that would be a +6. Which is good.
Yes.
You both rolled a 10. You know that this creature has 3,000 health points. That its skin is hard like steel, so it's got 10 defense from its armor. It's moving through the water in serpentine motions, quickly evasively approaching the boat. So you understand it's got 10 dodge. It does not have the ability to wield a shield because it has no arms. It is a snake, no arms. And so being limbless, it has 0 shield, 0 block. So you know it has at least 20 defense, 3,000 health, and no block. And it has special abilities that it can consume you. If it grabs you successfully and then swallows you, you are stuck inside of it, restrained. And it's going to be very hard to get you out because you have to do 100 damage to it in 1 round to successfully be regurgitated. And you're going to take 10 points of acid damage from its digestive system every round while swallowed. And that is what you know about this gargantuan sea serpent, is what it is. So what do your characters do? You have 10 seconds to decide in game. One round.
I would like my. I've got an idea that might work. If you guys are open to it.
Let's hear it.
I am all for it because I have no idea what we would do.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna use a morph charge to change arcane bindings to have a wider area of effect, and then
Okay.
cast it on the worm. Thing.
Okay. It is a single target ability, so you cannot increase its area.
Then I
But
will increase its duration.
okay, that's actually a really smart idea. So to give you an example of what you can do, if you're on your Bard page, if you scroll down past the class chart, you'll see all of your abilities that you have. You can use any of those. You know all of those already at level 1. And so it's a little bit overwhelming. Enthrall is a particularly powerful one in this situation. If it somehow lands on this creature, it makes them dazed for a full minute, where they are incapacitated and cannot do anything for a full minute. And so that could be a strong one, but getting it to hit this creature might be hard.
That was what I was going to ask, because I was looking at Infra, because it seems like in this case it's the, I would almost say, only useful thing I could do out of the options.
Yeah.
But also I believe I have the lowest chance to succeed with this out of all the things I have. So
Yep.
Not sure if there even is a chance, considering.
It can always roll a 1. There's always a 16.5% chance, baby.
Oh, speaking of ones, you need to roll.
All right, so you go to cast your spell with your magical wizard or sorcerer powers, and I resist your spell with a roll of a 5 plus my bonuses. More than likely. What is your tactical potency on your sorcerer?
7.
7? Yes, my 5 just barely beats it, however. I only have a tactical potency against spells, a resist roll of 3. Plus 4. It was 4. So spells actually can land on me pretty successfully if you get lucky.
So that was my mutation magic. That means, does that count as my action for this guy?
Yes,
Okay.
because you cast a spell as your action. And so do we
Well,
want to try to enthrall it with your bard songs?
Yes, and I was going to ask about the actions. How the turn goes.
So it is a simultaneous player round. And so you get to choose your actions in any order you want as a group and coordinate. And so you guys are essentially on the initial round against this creature. You won the roll off, essentially, because you saw it coming before it got to you. And so our wizard has come up and used their action to cast a spell. The actions you can take on a turn are easy. There's 5 of them. You can cast a spell, execute multiple maneuvers, begin to recite a chant. Or you can use an item, a tool, or you can defend, which protects yourself by either dodging, which doubles your dodge, or blocking, which doubles your shield, your choice. And the last one is you can recover, you can recuperate. And that happens when we run out of resources. We'll talk about that last one later, put a pin in it. So those are the actions you can do on a turn. There are a set of abilities called free actions that you can do, free abilities, that as long as you can pay for their cost, you can use them independently of your action. They're kind of like a bonus action in 5th edition. There are also reactions that you can use in response to something. They trigger off a response to something. A good example is barrel roll. If you have dodge proficiency, you have barrel roll. Barrel roll lets you avoid any attack, even if it's a critical hit, and move up to 1 square if you wish. And it costs by default 2 stamina. And for a lot of martial people, it only costs 1 stamina. And if you're a jester background, it costs 0 stamina. And so you would spend your reaction to do that, and you get 1 reaction that recovers at the beginning of the player round. Does that make sense so far?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
If you need me to repeat anything, you guys just let me know. All right.
In that case, I believe I would like to try Enthrall
Enthrall.
and
So you
see if it
spend
works.
1 of your mana points to try to enthrall this creature. It tries to resist your enthrall, and it probably fails. What is your tactical potency for your spells at the top right of your character sheet?
4. So
Oh, it does pass then, because it has a total roll of a 6. So it unfortunately is not enthralled. And you have used your spell for this round. Now, were you in melee range of this creature and very ballsy, you could react by having cast your spell with your sword to make a free attack with your sword. Probably your character would know that's ill-advised in this situation, though, to jump in the water and go stab a gargantuan sea serpent. But you are able to. And so, our adventuring friend Tim, are you back yet? Sounds like a nope, still on call. So, Tim, following suit, tries desperately, like you guys, to land a spell on this creature that will slow it down. He goes to use Arcane Bindings to try to immobilize it, and the creature than his tactical potency. So it looks like this thing is going to catch up to your boat on its round. Do you guys want to use the remainder of your movement to try to safely reposition? I have to.
I'm gonna
absolutely.
say
Okay.
And one thing you can do as a free action is to sprint. You spend 1 stamina point and you can move double your run speed.
And how do we figure out our run speed?
It is at the bottom right of your character sheet. It is your movement.
Yes, but
It's
how do we know where do we get the information what the run is from?
Oh, it was from the class chart. Yours will be 6. Most people it's 6. Unless you're a martial arts class like a monk, beast lord, or a disciple. And theirs is +2. So you've moved forward a little bit, so you probably have about 3 movement left, I'd estimate. And if you want to spend a stamina point, you could move another 6. If you want to like try to get to the other side of the boat, for example.
I am fine moving just a little bit back, but where on the chart is it? Just for
It'll
future reference.
be at the top right of the chart, 1 square to the left, 1 column to the left.
Oh yes, movement.
Yeah, there we are. All right. So Tim's adventurer is going to stay where they're at. They're a little brave. Zoom in here for everybody. Close these down. So Cordelian, you want to move back a little bit. And the adventurer Ninja is going to stay where they are at. Okay. So now that was the end of the initial round. Chat, so we have it. Oops, sorry, Ninja, I was targeting you. All right, so with that said, the serpent goes to move, and it is very swift in the water. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It sprints. No, it's actually in range. It goes to attack Schysthead. It does a precise strike, trying to accurately attack them quickly. And it fails. It chomps the air. If you've ever had a pet snake, they sometimes strike really derpy and miss. And this thing opened wide and had a derpy strike. It uses its second attack this round to try again. And derpy strikes a second time. It does a third and final attack. Oh my god! And Derpy strikes a third time. I'm screenshotting this. This is too funny. This is peak comedy. You can't make this stuff up. That's hilarious. I had to post this in chat because they'll get a giggle. Awesome, and a new person joined the server. Awesome. Okay. Yes, Brendan, if you can watch chat for me.
I'm keeping an eye on it.
Thanks. Yeah, that was freaking hilarious. And that is the end, the unceremonious end of the player round.
Okay, then I'm gonna cast Arcane Bindings again.
Alright, you try again, it goes to resist it, and it crits. So it definitely resists it. This thing is tenacious. It wants you guys, but it's like a derpy snake, can't hit you. Alright, so that is your spell for the round. You've spent 2 mana total, just keep up with that. Our adventuring friend tries
No, I
Arcane Bindings.
1 mana total.
Should be
The
2.
first one was using one of my charges.
Oh, that's right, that's right. And you didn't use it on this one. Okay. He's a sorcerer. They have morph charges that let them change their spells, and you did it to double the duration. But you did not do it this time, so that is fine. And the adventurer goes, and the giant snake resists it again. Are we going to try one more enthrall, hopefully? Or what are you feeling on your bard?
I feel like Enthrall would not be that useful in any case,
Okay.
but just out of curiosity, because I'm not sure if I'm understanding this correctly.
Okay.
With my chance,
Yes.
the skill chance,
Okay.
I have 1 to restore mana, 1 to restore stamina.
Correct.
It says that it's maintained for 3 rounds. Does that mean that for 3 rounds it keeps restoring them? Or
Absolutely correct. And it starts to happen instantaneously too, because it's a song chant. It'll say instant recite on it, or at least it should.
Mm-hmm.
Would you use that and start giving them mana back so they can keep trying?
That was my idea, or because I do not exactly know the costs of the other 2 people. Whoever is more likely to come out sooner, I'm gonna use that chant.
Perfect. So you start playing a bardic melody. What instrument do you have, or do you just use your voice?
Well, I'm a music bot, so of course I use my voice.
All right. Is there any song you want to play that hopefully is royalty free? Because I could play it and we don't have to. I just thought it'd be fun.
No, I'm trying to think of something really. You know what? Let's make this fun. Let's play a song that definitely should not cause any issues on wherever you're gonna be posting the stream to.
Song.
So let's go with a "We Rise Again" from Google Bordello.
Let's see if it pulls it up.
I can attempt to share any link or whatever you play this through.
Sure.
From.
This one says "We Rise Again," the Glasgow Phoenix Choir is what it's currently playing.
Fine enough.
All right. Let me up the volume a little bit. Up to 10. Let me know if it's too loud. Music playback disabled. Oh, I used the wrong one. Oops. Oh well, is that loud enough for you guys? Okay, we'll just assume it is. So with that said, we continue onwards. Your song inspires your allies and soothes their mind, giving them +1 mana. And so recover your mana. Ninji moves back a little further, a little bit intimidated as the snake is on board, snapping and snapping. They go sprint and go all the way to the back of the boat. And Gandalf is not athletic, so you actually don't have sprint.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stay in the middle of the boat.
Okay.
'Cause
Bold,
I need to.
bold move, Cotton. We'll see how that plays out.
Well, I need to stay within range of this thing.
True. All right. And so you also back up, and that's fine. All right, it is now the end of the player round, and it is the beginning of the enemy round. Shist is just trying to row as hard as he can. Shisthead's like, no, 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 no. And Serpent goes to strike him 3 times. Hey, he crit. This guy uses Endure Pain. He is an Earth Elemental that's fairly strong, but not that strong. We're going to put him at... Oh, what would that be? We'll do 60 health. We'll start there. And so he is going to take 26 points of damage times 2 from that critical hit of the bite. Because this thing has 20 physique. It is very high damage. And so 26 is going to be 52, which leaves him at 8 health. Let me show his health so we have the visual. Always for everyone. Yep, so Shist is bloodied, leaking sand from his open wounds of the large fangs that pierced him with that first of 3 strikes. The Constrictor goes for its second precise strike, which will hit him again and drops him to Death's Door. When you are at Death's Door, you are at 0 health points. At the end of the player round, or, very importantly, the end, or when you receive further damage, you roll to see if you die. You die completely, don't pass go, 1 fail, you die. If you roll a natural 1. Every time you have to roll a second time or more, you add +1 to that. So you would die on the second roll of a 2 or a 1, third roll a 3 or a 1. So the longer you remain down, the more likely you are to go from Death's Door to dead. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, and so the third strike comes out, which is another critical hit. This guy is just absolutely tearing into him. So he's taking further damage. Shisthead has to roll to see if he's dead. Shisthead lives, barely. And that is the enemy's round. Although this time the enemy goes to use a grab. So Shist tries to avoid it and does not successfully avoid it. Shist is now being eaten by that serpent. And at the end of this round, he takes acid damage. So he has to roll a 2 or a 1 will kill him.
Oh, so he's actively being attacked.
Oh, yeah. By the serpent. And so Shisthead, your boat rower, pops back actually at 1 health because they rolled a critical success on their death prevention roll. And so this poor thing is alive inside this serpent's mouth, fighting for dear life, trying to get out. This poor, poor Earth Elemental. And that is the enemy's second round. Wow, so what do you guys do? Are we just going to continue to hopefully slow this thing down?
I'm gonna do arcane bindings.
All right, goes to resist again. It finally fails. This thing
That's with
becomes
double
immobilized.
duration.
All right, perfect. This thing fails, but your boat has stopped moving because no one is rowing the boat.
So, who wants to go pull the elemental out?
That is the question.
Because if
Yes,
we
I was going.
attack it, this thing. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I was going to ask, how do we get elemental out?
That is a great question. How would you try to get him out? You could use athletics to try to pry the mouth open. You could enthrall it to make it trivially easy to get him out. You could try to do 100 damage in one round to make him regurgitate it. There's a lot of options, but the 100 damage would be kind of hard to pull off at the first level. It is possible, but difficult. Ninja is going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 sprint back over and get close but not too close, and it's going to take the defend action to be ready to dodge in case it snaps at him, and that is his player round. Gandalf, you have cast a spell with your morph charge to make it last longer for 2 minutes.
Yes, that's what I did.
All right, and so our bard friend, you are still singing your chant, and so that does provide mana to both Ninja and Gandalf. But you do still have your full action if you wish to do something else besides chant. It will interrupt your chant, though.
All right. Anything I do?
Anything besides movement, any ability will interrupt your chant.
All right. All right.
I would try to grab him out of there just so that we can get moving while this thing is fully immobilized.
Yes. In that case, say the elemental would regain health. Would he be able to do something to get outside himself?
Certainly. The elemental uses
Oh.
its athletics to try to roll well and get out. It's got to roll a total of a 10 or higher, though, because this is... Well, it rolls a crit. All right, he manages to pry open the mouth, and then...
Okay. In case, yeah. So that could happen.
Sorry, a miracle happens. He manages to pry the mouth out and starts to run away from this thing. But as he moves past this quite athletic creature, he triggers a reaction from the creature called a Punishing Strike ability.
Is it able to do that? It's fully immobilized.
It can. Mobilization simply prevents movement. It doesn't prevent actions. And so it's not if it was enthralled, however, and it was incapacitated, that does prevent actions. Good question. That's a good point of question. With that said, it triggers the reaction as it tries to move away. It's very similar to attacks of opportunity in 5th edition. And it derps again. This is derpy. I've decided this serpent is called Derpent. I'm going to name it that so I can remember that.
All right. And just so I understand, because, technically this guy's still dead, I wanted to use heal or harm.
Okay.
Do you have to, attempt to hit?
No, not
when
with a
you are
heal.
using healing? Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Not with a heal. All right, so there's Derpent the Great.
Yeah.
Let's see, I'm going to give him a better title than that. Derpent, Ancient Sea Serpent. All right. So
I love how
Derpent...
it derped
I
3
know.
times in a row.
And then a 4th when it really needed to actually get a hit. All right, so you do heal the Earth Elemental. If you want to heal instantly instead of chanting for a full round to produce the heal, bards at first level have inspiration charges. It's at the bottom of your first level features on that very first page. It's called Power Chord. And you spend one of those 5 special charges that you get daily. You get to instantly heal to it with the healing. And it costs no morale when you heal like that. Would you like to do that?
Yes.
Fantastic. So let's math out the number. The base of heal is always 30. and then it is 3 times your willpower stat.
And that would be 12. So 42.
Okay, and then what is your performance bonus?
My performance bonus would be, I assume, 3.
3. Okay, so that is 45 healing to our 60 health Earth Elemental. And he starts rowing like an MFer. And he goes to make an athletics roll. Here's another fun thing as a bard. As a reaction to a roll, you can use one of those special charges as well to increase it by your performance roll and let them re-roll a second time. Might be a good time to do that.
Yes, considering the situation, I would like to.
All right, you bardically inspire them with an uplifting ditty, not to be confused with the other ditty. We don't like him here. Yes, but you do increase the roll, even though it was a crit fail. He would have 8 athletics. He's very athletic. And so the boat starts going and going and going and going. He is just absolutely tirelessly, because they cannot run out of endurance as Earth Elementals. That boat is lifting up and it is going. And you guys have successfully escaped an apex predator. How did that feel?
I'm very glad that we lived.
Me too.
My arcane bindings for the win.
Yup. And then we'll say the adventurer comes over and heals the remaining health of Shisthead. And we are off to the races. You guys are heading towards Genesis on the river. So I will bring that back up. Or actually, we can move to the next scene. Do you go straight to Genesis, or do you beach a little bit ahead of Genesis on the bank? What are you guys feeling? Right, Candolph rolled a 1 for something. What was the roll for?
Oh, that was just that was a very terrible knowledge roll about what might be coming, or intuition, rather.
Okay. You roll a terrible knowledge roll. You inform the party incorrectly that it is the safest route is the direct route. We should go straight to Genesis. We should not land on the Emerald Isle and walk in from land. The rest of you, do you trust him and think it's a good idea? He's a very knowledgeable wizard. Or sorcerer, excuse me.
Oh no, this is gonna be bad.
Yeah, you guys are
I
getting
mean-
really bad luck.
Why would we not trust him? He has not
Yeah.
failed us yet.
Yeah, this is true. Tim, are you back yet? If so, you are muted. Actually, he's deafened.
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay, wonderful. So, did you hear what happened on that whole encounter, or do I need a quick recap for you?
I got the gist of it that we won.
Yep, you guys got away. All right, with a speedy boat from an Earth Elemental paddling as fast as their little arms could. Well, their big, giant, bouldery arms could. All right, so let's make sure our time is good. It is 3:19 my time. We started at 1 o'clock. Does anybody need a break to get water, food, go to the bathroom?
I've already got food, so I'm good.
Anybody else?
I'm good.
I'm good too.
We're good. All right, we can continue on then. I need to get some water eventually, but I might have my butler do it. That's what I call one of my roommates who lives here rent free. Yes, so we approach Genesis quite swiftly. And I do have that on here. Where did it go? Roll tree, there we are. Activate. Paste you guys here. Hide the other characters.
And I
that were
checked
here
on the
before.
kid.
Oh, is the kitty okay?
He's hiding by the rocking chairs.
Oh, yeah, we got a new kitten. Oh, I say kitten, a new Russian Shorthair Blue that we are going to be fostering until we can find him a good home, or he might end up staying here. We'll just have to see. Yes, so I'm going to put a song on for us. We'll play Tranquility. I've got that one on here. There we go. So you come from the shore immediately to the Gargantuan World Tree, a tree that can be seen everywhere in Paradise. You see 4 large elemental crystals around the tree. Give me a perception roll. I want to see if you notice something about them, just from a distance. You do, with the crit. The earth crystal, it is water here, earth here, fire here, and lastly, in the southwest quadrant, you have air. The earth crystal is not pulsing and humming like the others. It is turned sideways and spinning wildly, which doesn't seem like the other 3. So we'll start up here from where you'd be coming from the banks of the river. Did you guys walk in unison, or was somebody out in front?
My character would definitely be in the back.
Okay. Our adventurer, you're probably pretty bold. Would you go in the front, Tim?
Yeah.
All right, we'll say you walk in first. And our bard friend, where would you like to position? All right,
Right behind him.
Perfect. All right, so there is a watery crystal in front of you. You can feel elemental energy emanating from it. Give me a conjure roll to see if you can figure something out about it as you get closer.
You said conjure?
Yes. Right.
36.
Okay, so you got a 3, and what was your bonus? Ooh, you certainly figured it out. Hey, and you learned how to add bonuses to it. That's cool, Cordelian. Yes, you both feel that the elemental energy of water is humming powerfully from this. It feels right. It just feels correct. It doesn't feel off. What else do your characters do? You're not in combat, so you can just move however you wish, describe what you're doing, use any skills or abilities you wish.
I would head over to the earth crystal and study it.
Okay, and while you were heading over there, once you step right here, you need to give me a dodge roll. All right, you do manage to feel the ground beneath you shake and move as a skeletal hand of a giant creature almost grabs you, but you manage to roll away at the very, very, very last second, despite being a frail sorcerer. And this thing does not appear happy that you're here. We are going to roll for initiative. Okay, I will roll for the creature. Okay, it rolled a 4 plus a 7. So that is an 11. So you have to roll a total of 11 or higher to go on the initial round of combat. Otherwise, the creature will go before you.
I got an 8.
An 8, okay. So you will be going on the first player round, which happens after the enemies. Okay. And so your initiative bonus is the highest of either your technique, your acuity, or your attunement. It's the bottom right of each of the stats, of each of the smaller attributes attached to the bigger aspect point. So that's the bonus that you get to add. So if you had 5 technique, for example, you'd add +5 to your roll. Okay, so as Petrie.
For me, it's still 5.
Still a 5, okay. And so you will not be going first. And then Ninji, if you want to roll. You critically succeeded. You always go first on a critical success. So as this hand shoots up and tries to grab our sorcerer friend, You react swiftly. What does your character do? We are now in combat. This thing is aggressive. It is, I'll show you the picture of it, no longer exists within this world. What? Well, I can't show you. You'll just have to zoom in on it. It is a gargantuan skeleton of some creature that we'd have to identify first to know what it is, covered in vines and ivy with piercing green dots for eyes. As it is
Interesting.
half out of the ground. You can use a mana point to use the free action to recall information if you might know what this creature is. Or you can
Can I do
spend...
that?
You can. Or, well, not on this round, but on your initial round. First play round, you can. You can also spend a morale point to study a creature for a full round and learn all of its information. So, what would you like to do, our adventuring friend?
Morale. I'll use a morale.
All right, so you start to study the creature. Do you stay at a safe distance or do you get closer?
Safe distance.
Okay. You currently can't see your allies or the creature because of the crystal in front of you. Do you want to stay back there or do you want to do something else?
I guess I can move up a little bit closer.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
That way I can see him.
Yep, you can now see this creature. And you are studying its movements, its behavior, its plantiness, its undead lookingness, and trying to discern what it really is as you study it carefully for 10 seconds. And that does not require your action. That is a free action. So what would you like to do with your action?
Move a little closer, I guess.
Okay. Do you want to get right up on it?
Yeah, we'll do that.
All right, you get up in range to strike it with melee weapons, should you wish. You have your handy sword at the ready. Do you go for a strike?
Yeah, that way I can learn more about it.
Okay. You notice this creature does not have armor, but the bones appear to be made of a hard material. This thing has 6 armor and does not appear to be very evasive. It's quite large and it's moving slow and cumbersome. So it only has 4 dodge, despite it having a very large body. So that means this creature would have 10 total defense. Which of your martial attack abilities would you like to use? You have things like Precise Strike, you have Leap Strike, and I think you have Evasive Strike as well.
Precise strike.
Okay, so go ahead and roll it. Perfect, that certainly hits this creature. And so with your Precise Strike, how much damage does it do? It should be 6 plus your physique.
I don't know how much my physique is.
It'll be on your character sheet that I did not send you. That's right. Good point of order. Let me do that real fast. I'm a derp. Where did I do that character sheet at? There it is.
You picked an apex just to deal with the giants.
Yep. A giant? Oh ho. Aren't you in for a surprise? That's not ominous at all, is it?
Well, I know what this is. I'm just not ruining it.
Yeah.
I've had like 2 other characters deal with this thing.
Oh, I didn't want it in cloud storage. Whoops. How do I save it somewhere else? Control save. I'm gonna make a change. Okay, now I can save it somewhere else. No, it still saves it there. Crap. Your files. Back that. Let me try downloading this now. I would put it in a stupid place. Download this file. There we go. Now I can close it. Okay. And my downloads. There we go. And I will send this to you in a private message. Here is your character sheet. So your physique, I believe, is a +2. So 2 + 6 would be 8. So we do 8 damage to this large creature, and I cannot edit its health because it's not a real file. Crap. Well, I can remember what its health is. I will keep track of it on a calculator because I can do basic math. Alright, so this creature is quite strong. We've heard it, so now we can estimate its health total. It has 300 total health. Oops, sorry, that's a phone call. Let me make sure this is
Oh, I
something
cracked the
really
deal with
important.
damage to this thing.
Right.
Is he okay? His camera is just completely facing a window.
I'll go check
I mean,
on
it's
him real quick.
moving.
Sorry about that. I'm becoming a cat fosterer, and so I had to talk to Animal Control about that, and they just called me back, so I'm back. Alright, so we have dealt 8 damage to this creature's 300 health points, because it is a giant creature. And that is your first martial attack of your turn. You can make a second martial attack on your turn, as long as you have the stamina. You can also use any number of skill or tactical maneuvers on your turn when you use martial maneuvers. What would you like to do?
I guess go for another attack.
Alright, same one?
Yeah.
Cool. My mini pig just came in the room. I gotta show her off real quick. Oops. Messy room. Emma! Look at the camera. Aw, there she is. The big snoot boot. Alright, sorry for the interruptions. Alright, so you do another attack. Go ahead and roll it. Alright, you hit for another attack. So that is 8 more damage. And that is your turn, unless you want to move or do any other martial abilities that are skills.
I'm good.
You're good? Alright. So you went first. Now it is the enemy's round as the player round concludes. Because of your feature you get at level 1 called Underestimated or Overlooked, I forget the exact name of it, on Adventurer, you cannot be targeted by this creature because somebody else is within range of it. So it goes to use a flurry attack with a +7 to hit on our sorcerer. Oh my. That's unfortunate. Very unfortunate. You guys are getting such bad dice rolls. Unfortunately, all 3 of this flurry of smash, smash, smash
I've got
hit.
very bad news for you.
What is the bad news?
I've got to make a death roll.
Yeah, you're gonna have to make a death roll. So your first roll comes out with a hit. Its physique is 12. So it's 12 plus 6 is not 12, sorry. Its physique is 8. So 8 plus 6 is 14 damage.
Yep, I'm down in death's door.
You're at death's door on the first hit. The second hit connects with you. Make your first death prevention roll. Or did you already roll it?
I rolled a 4 for the first one and a 4 for the second.
Alright, so you get beat into a pulp. And this is... I'm not trying to pick on you, but unfortunately, you're going to have to make 3 more, potentially. Unfortunately, you would die on a roll of a 2, but you needed to roll those in order, so... Yep, you are, very unfortunately, dead.
I rolled a 3, a 5, and a 6.
That's the first time I've ever killed a player on the first enemy round in about
You
500
said
games.
if I rolled... Hey, John, you said if I rolled a 2, I would have gone down. I would die.
You would die.
I rolled a 3, a 5, and a 6.
Oh, I was looking at your second roll. Your second roll was a 2-2-6. That's what confused me.
Oh, no. I accidentally double-clicked it.
Oh, okay.
The first one was a 3, a 5, and a 6.
Now that was when you went down the first time, right?
Yes.
Okay, it did another flurry at you. So the second flurry, all 3 hit.
Oh, I did not know that.
So unfortunately, you rolled a 2, which was your second death prevention roll. So your sorcerer, having stepped on an area without investigating very carefully, our Discount Gandalf, unfortunately, has been beat into a bloody pulp with 6 pounding hits that all hit you. And it is unfortunately a welcome to Dark Souls moment. Your character, unfortunately, has met their demise in an area that is quite difficult for level 1s.
Hey, Bard, can you encourage me so I don't,
Yes,
so I can come
mhm.
back?
Yeah.
He got better. So it is the initial player round now. Player round 1.
Can I describe how my player died? Because this is going to be
Yes.
very funny.
Yes.
As he's beating me, you just see gears flying in every direction when you realize that my character is in fact a construct in the shape of Gandalf.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's funny. Okay, so what did the players
Oh.
do?
Well,
Did not
the
expect
correct
that.
seems pretty fitting. So I would like to. I'm not sure if there's any wrench on this. I don't see the wrench, so I'm just gonna assume it works.
Oh, with courage,
Uh,
it is melee range. That's the other downside of courage. You got to get right up and touch them to revive them and buff their health points.
all right, then I can move 6. So that's fine.
Gotcha. You can move
And
diagonal.
I can barely make it. So then I'd like to use courage, which I'm not sure
It does
what
take
exactly.
a full round to chant courage and for it to happen on the next round.
All right.
I will say if you wanted to cast courage from further away, you could start chanting it, and then on your next round you could move in if you'd like to say that you did that instead. If you want to retcon it.
If that's how that works, sure.
Okay. So where did you want to position yourself? You were initially right here.
Approximately, yes. Well, and I guess I can stay right there because there is no need for me to reposition. I can move in the same direction, and
Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna stay where I am.
All right, perfect. You could rush in and attack with your blade if you wish, but also that might be quite scary considering what just happened to your friend.
Yes.
All right. So, our adventurer of the hour, you are the only creature left around this thing, so if it were to melee attack, it can now attack you. What would you like to do?
I'll back off a little bit and observe it.
Okay.
I guess I'll move back a little bit.
Okay. Now I'm going to teach something again. We know from a fact that this thing is quite athletic. Your study action completes, your free action to study. This creature we know has 300 max health. It looks like it's an undead, but it's actually a construct as well. It is a bone construct that is being controlled by living plants. The ivy is the actual creature, and it is vulnerable to fire damage. You do have an ability that does fire damage. Would you like to take advantage of that?
Yes.
Okay. And so, let me read the adventurer thing real quick, because I think you can actually do it pretty quickly. So, adventurer first level, you have Speedy Speaker, or Rapid Recitations, rather. You rapidly ramble off quick chants, allowing you to instantly recite one morale or lower costing chants. So you can cast your elemental barrage instantly. Would you like to do that?
Yes.
Fantastic. That's going to be really powerful. Also, you moving away from it would trigger it to attack you for free as a reaction, potentially. You could spend 1 stamina, however, to carefully retreat from this creature. Would you like to do that?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you back up and you chant really rapidly your blast for your elemental barrage, and you do it in fire. So roll 3 attacks and we'll see if you land them or not. You've only got to beat an 8, so you probably will hit unless you roll a 1. That's a hit. That's a crit. And another near crit. You almost got 3 crits in a row. That's pretty dope. All right, so let's calculate the damage. It's going to be 12 plus your willpower, which is 2. So each hit is going to do 15 damage, but here's the fun part. That gets increased to 30 because it is vulnerable to fire. So minus 30, minus 30, and then a critical hit doubles the damage. That's minus 60. So you just did a casual 120 damage to this creature at first level. Go you. The plants are writhing on it. They're flying off of this thing. They're trying to get away from the body. They're living plants, and you see them crawling down its body, trying to get away from it. But you've burned almost half of them all off. It only has 164 health remaining. Do you stay where you're at, or do you move further back?
I'll stay where I'm at.
Okay. Alrighty. And so that is the player's round. It is the enemy's second round. Alright. So, it picks up a boulder because it cannot move. Its legs are still stuck in the mound that you stepped on initially, Gandalf. Or knockoff Gandalf. And it throws a boulder at the person that's in range that it can, because it cannot attack the inventor, or excuse me, the adventurer, because it ironically overlooks them and thinks that they're not the biggest threat, even though you just did 120 damage to it in 1 round. But it does throw a boulder at the bard for an aimed shot, which is plus 10, plus 3, plus 7. Bard player, does a 20 beat your defense?
Yes.
By a little bit, because you got 14 or 13. I think it's 13. So what do? You've got a boulder coming right for you. You are proficient in dodging. You do have a reaction.
I know. So barrel roll could apply here.
Absolutely. Very smart move.
All right.
Do you stay where you're at or do you move?
Oh, well, I have to move, so
Right.
I would like to move. Yes.
And so you barrel roll out of the way at the last second, surely to be hit by a boulder. You're actually hiding behind your friend right now. And so it goes to throw a second boulder at you. And it throws it really far off and it hits the mound over here. And that is the enemy's second round. It may not get a third one. As your chant completes, you are able to move in and save your friend, if you wish.
Mhm, I do.
All right. And then as you are brought back to life with bonus health. How much does your courage do? It should be 3 times willpower plus 15. Your willpower is
Yes.
pretty good.
And my power is 4, so 12 plus 13.
Is
15.
plus 15.
27.
27. 27 plus 14 is 43.
No. In total. In total. It's 12 plus 15, 27.
27. Okay, so and he has 14 base health, so my brain is just completely shot right now. 14 plus 27. Yes, it's 41. Okay, I knew I was close. All right, so your wizard is now the highest health member of the party at 41 health.
My wizard in rage would
Sorcerer.
use its my sorcerer in a rage from dying would use mutable magic to cast arcane eruption centered on him while doubling the range.
Oh my. That could potentially hit your allies. It is also less direct damage than if you were to use arcane bolts or arcane barrage. Your character would know this, so as a player, I don't know if you knew that, but if that informs your decision.
Are you sure? Because elemental eruption is 2 times willpower plus 36.
Well, elemental
And
eruption also is a chant, so it will take a full round to take effect if you're comfortable with
Is
that.
elemental barrage just a one cast thing and it won't take a full round?
No, but your arcane barrage is what I meant to say. And you can change the element of arcane barrage with the point.
Okay, then I'll do that.
Yeah, probably your safer bet. So you have your orb at the ready, you rapidly switch it to fire, and then you fire off 3 bolts. Unfortunately, one that misses. The second one hits, and the other one hits. So how much damage do you do? Doubled. As 2 of these bolts land, and the third one goes flying over
I deal
and
40
catches this
total.
bush on fire. 40 total?
I deal for the 2 hits.
And that was if you doubled it?
Yes.
All right, minus 40. The creature is now bloodied. It is at 124 health. You have used your action. Do you stay where you're at, or do you try to get away?
I'm gonna disengage and then back out of its range.
Very smart move. All right, go ahead and move. Move up to 6 range, and you can move through allies without any penalty.
I'm just gonna hide behind this earth crystal.
Ooh, fun. So you're touching the crystal, trying to hide behind it?
No, I'm still relatively far away. I'm just hiding behind it.
Okay, it is whirling and going like crazy and spinning, spinning, spinning. Give me, just for fun, as a free action, no cost, give me a Arcana, or no, a Conjure roll, because that's for elemental effects. All right.
6.
6. You understand that this earthen crystal is out of alignment. There is something going wrong with the earth element crystal. You don't know what, but you know this is not normal. This should not be doing
Can I roll
this.
a knowledge roll to see if I can figure out what's going on?
Sure, spend a mana point.
Will do.
To get a 10 or
11.
higher. You did. You can tell someone has siphoned energy and unbalanced this crystal. They have siphoned a lot of positive charged energy. So the negative charge is still there and it's throwing off the magnetism to where it is just spinning like crazy.
Would I know if I'm able to inject positive energy?
No. That would not be something you have figured out yet. So that could be on a future round. We're out of combat.
Okay.
All right. So Bard and Adventurer, what are we doing?
I guess I'll go for another attack.
Okay. We're using the same ability.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, so you've spent 1 morale, 2 morale now, and so you rapidly recite off another elemental barrage with fire, trying to blast this thing into oblivion like you did before. Roll your 3 attacks. That's a hit. That's a hit still, and another hit. So 3 hits that are double damage, and it's going to be your willpower, which is 2, plus 12 is 14. So that's going to be 14 times 3 hits is 42, times 2, because it's weak to fire, is 84 damage. Adventurer popping off on this one. So much for being worst class. All right, which is mainly a meme. I just joke about it being worst class because it's based on Kazuma from Konosuba, a very, very funny anime. And he has the weakest class, but he finds a way to make it work for him by being a bit of a hodgepodge of everything. Alrighty, so you have left this thing at 40 health points. Now, you can rush in and melee attack this thing as part of casting a chant with your sword, if you wish. Would you like to do that?
Yeah.
Alright, which attack are we using?
A fire attack.
You can only use a martial attack right now. So it'd be like Leap
Okay.
Strike would do the most damage, Precise Strike's a little more accurate. You probably...
Leap strike.
Leap Strike. All right, roll it. You will probably hit with a Leap Strike unless you roll a 1. Called it. You rolled a 1. Now, Bard Friend, do you want to let that 1 stand, or are you going to tell that dice, screw you, you're getting a reroll? They might be AFK.
Yes, I think I would. Yes. So, if I remember correctly, that would be extra 3.
Okay, yeah, a bonus 3, so go ahead and re-roll that dice with your Leap Strike attack. All right, still counts, and that will bring it up enough to make it hit with your bonuses that I'm aware of. And so that Leap Strike is going to do damage. It's going to be 9 plus your willpower, so 11 more damage to the plants on this creature. They are down to 29 health. Bard Friend, do you want to finish this with a mighty power chord? What are you feeling?
I do not necessarily feel like power chord, but yeah, we can do something along the lines. I want to try some things out.
Okay.
So, if I were to use the Sonic Sonate,
Mhm.
Sonic Sonnet, not sure about the pronunciation, that's gonna be 3 attacks, right?
It'll be 3 attacks. It is a chant, however, so that will take 1 round to happen.
All right. And
Whereas Power
My
Chord
other
would
question-
fire off instantaneously for heal harm. If that helps you make a decision.
uh,
And it has 29 health remaining.
yes, just because of the interactions, because I'm not sure how long run this is going to go. Just want to, know some things about how these things work.
Okay.
If I am holding a rapier,
Yes.
I just want to go through some of these because with the chance it is pretty easy to guess how it works.
Okay.
But if I were to cast a spell, which I'm not going to in this situation,
Okay.
But if I were to, I can execute one maneuver
Correct.
per the casting of the spell.
Yeah, or chant
Is there
or
an
spell.
order to that?
Oh my.
I'm just asking if there's order to how it works.
Oh, you have to do the chant or do the spell, and then the melee attack comes out with the rapier.
All right.
Yeah, good
In that
questions.
case, yes. In that case, and also with the chanting, I assume that it happens once you chant on the second turn,
Yes,
or
the
is it
chant,
immediate?
the chant will happen on the second turn. The melee attack will happen instantly.
All right. In that case, let's not worry about it. I am just going to use harm on the skeleton.
All right. So, what instrument do you like to use? Just your voice still?
Of course, it's just my voice.
All right. When you use your voice, I forgot to mention this because you haven't actually dealt damage with your voice yet. You get to add your willpower as bonus damage. Not your willpower, sorry, your spirit. So you get to add +2 to it. And doesn't matter because you're going to overkill this thing. Go ahead and roll. I believe you won't roll a 1. I believe. Sorry in advance. Oh, you didn't roll a 1. All right, that is going to successfully hit. And you have knocked this creature into death's door. It is not dead yet, but it has 0 health points. You still have a melee strike to make.
Do I?
You do. Do you have execute as one of your abilities? I can't remember.
I do not think so. No.
Okay. I think your blade dance does hit 3 times, if that helps you make a choice, which would make it have to roll 3 times to die.
I can do that. Just want to make sure. Does that? Can I do that?
You can.
All right.
Absolutely
I was
can.
thinking that it's only when I chant, but wait, you know.
That counts as a chant when you use heal harm in any way.
Ah. All right. Oh yeah, reciting is next turn, right? Or
Nope, it happens
because
right now. Yeah, if you recite it normally, that's having to spend 10 seconds in the universe, and then it happens on your next turn. If you instantly recite something, it's like you're shouting it real quickly, and it happens right at
all
that
right.
time.
In that case, let's try blade dance. So I roll 3 times, I assume.
Yep.
All right. I'm just gonna roll that together.
All right, all 3 hit. I have to roll once with a 1 to die, again with a 2 to die, and now a 3 to die. And I pop back at 1 health because it rolled a 6. These dice are just weird today. And that is the final action for the players, I believe. Or Gandalf, do you still have your action? Because you got revived this turn, so I think you do still have your reaction, correct? Or your action, rather. They might have had to go. Brendan, are you there?
There, I believe
Am I
that
able to
they.
do sorcerer attacks?
What'd you say?
Am I able to attack twice as a sorcerer?
No, I couldn't remember if you had attacked on this round or not. That's right,
Yeah,
you already did.
I did.
Okay, well that's unfortunate. So it is the enemy's round. It is popped back barely alive at 1 health point, and it says, Now, let's not be so hasty. We can parlay.
I'm gonna look at him and be like, "You can talk? Then why'd you beat me like that?"
You stepped on sacred ground. Know your place, sorcerer. Though you command the elements, you have not mastered them. You are trespassers here. Much
I came
like
to
those
fix
who...
this crystal.
Okay, roll persuasion. We are now out of combat. We are starting to parlay.
That's an 8.
Okay. It's really funny because the one who came here before you was very similar to a sorcerer, but not quite. It looks at you with, if you could imagine, distrust and says, One who commanded the elements as you do, perhaps more proficiently, a master of elements in fact, came before you, convinced us that they meant no harm, and then upended the earthen balance. This will have ramifications for the entirety of paradise if it is not
I'm gonna-
addressed.
My character is gonna look at him and be like, "Yeah, now I'm gonna get back to work, and then I'm gonna study to see how to fix this."
Okay, give me an investigation roll, or a conjure roll, or an
I'm gonna
arcana
put-
roll. Your choice.
I'm gonna say Arcana.
Okay, so you look
So
into
that's
the
a 12.
mystical effects of this particular stone, and you can tell, what was your roll?
12.
12. You can tell that this stone is a battery. It stores earthen elemental energy, and normally it would be pointing straight up like a stone spire, but it is currently attempting to gain positive stone or positive earthen energies to balance its negative earthen energies. You understand that the role of these crystals is to siphon magic from the world and purify it, and then issue it back into the world to maintain the high, powerful druidic energies that are rife throughout the entirety of paradise.
Okay, I'm gonna start inputting Earth energy.
Okay, how do you wish to try to do this?
I would like to use Elemental Barrage, but weak enough to where it won't damage the crystal in the Earth element.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack. Okay. You successfully hit with 2. One of them goes flying off a little bit, a little janky on that one. They go towards the crystal and they become absorbed into it. And with your arcane magics, you feel that it is only just a drop of positive earth energy relative to what you just used. And you put all your effort into that shot. So you could do it over a year, maybe. You might fill up that well of missing energy, but you would tire quickly, and certain calamities would likely occur due to it trying to suck positive earth energy out of locations. They would be drained of their earth energy, and catastrophic earth-related calamities would ensue.
Can I roll to see if I know something that would fix this faster?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna say this is knowledge.
Yep. You know that finding the elementalist, you're sure it's an elementalist based on the description from the sentient plant giant whose name you haven't gotten yet, or creature type you haven't ascertained yet. You know for a fact it is a master of the elements. A level 10 elementalist would be the only one capable of achieving such a feat of raw elemental power. And there is but one name that you can think of in all of Paradise who is a level 10 elementalist. Roll to see if you recall that information with the knowledge. Bard friend, do you want to give them a little bonus, a little nudge?
That's a 12.
Okay.
I don't think I need to.
You actually do. It's a 15
Okay.
difficulty to know who did it. Because you're solving a mystery right away.
All right, in that case, let's use the third one, I believe. And
Yep, third of
go for
5.
it.
Well, there we go. A crit. Nice. You know that it is a dark elven high priest. So her background's a priest. She's a dark elf, and she is an elementalist. We know all this. Her name, however, is Najina. She is from, I'll move over back to Paradise, Ebonspire, the hellish landscaped, very much fascist state, the opposite of Maiden's Fall in every way. It is ruled by a male dictator, dark elf, Draken hybrid, whose name we do not know. But you know Najina is one of his top mages, or magi, under his rule. Najina hails from her lair, named after herself because she's very vain, named Najina, that is located near the Infernal Belch, the gigantic, ever-spewing volcano that represents the fire element of Paradise. You now know the location. You also know that that location is exceptionally dangerous, and that only 3 people in Paradise's 6,000-year history have returned to Maiden's Fall from the Belch, and that they've written their accounts in the libraries of Sanctuary, but you have not read them. You
I feel
guys,
like my character would have, because my character is a real bookworm.
okay, go ahead and see if you can recall that information.
It's like they're over 1,000 years old, and they spend most of their time in libraries.
Fair. Okay, so what was your total? It had to be a 10?
It's an 11, because with mastery and knowledge,
That's right.
I have
All
3
right.
mind.
We are seeing how mastery is exceptionally powerful in my system. And it makes sense. If you're a master of something, you should be able to succeed almost all the time at things that are going to be trivial for you. And this is a trivial matter. You've read through all the books already 3 times over. You have an epileptic memory. You can remember anything as a construct almost. And so you basically print out, you write down the book verbatim about the page that you're looking for. And the accounts essentially have said thus. We found a realm of fire and ash, deadly lava flows, ebon drakes that fly through the air, ash and fire elementals with unusually high intellect, as if they were from their own home plane of the plane of fire. Elementals, you would know as a sorcerer, have very high intellect when they are in their element. They become more bestial and carnal when they are out away from their element, especially as they get closer to their opposite element. So you know that you're going to be dealing with exceptionally deadly, powerful, intelligent fire and ash elementals in this area. You know you're going to be dealing with ebon drakes from Ebonspire. You know that there are dwarves, gray-skinned dwarves in the ash fields in Caladim. You also know through your readings that there is a temple to Ro, the god of fire, worshipping his fire element side, right here near the Great Divide. You also know that Ro is venerated over here for his ability to store souls, and his sun god is represented over here. And that is what you know about the Lava Storm Mountains, the Infernal Belch, the Ashfields, Caladim, and the Temple of Ro from your very good knowledge roll to recall all that information.
Well, I guess I know where our next spot is.
This is true. So, do we continue the adventure or do we end it here? I leave that to you guys to decide. We still have about 50 minutes if we wish to continue, or if this is a good point to pick up the session potentially next time if you want to keep playing. I'll let you decide.
I believe I'm good for today.
You're good for today?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we can probably just end it there then. And I love to get feedback from people. And so what we like to do with Pathways to Adventure as a recommendation for guild masters, or for game masters, excuse me, is to ask 3 questions. And this is good for any system, no matter what. It's called the 3-question system. It is the coolest thing that happened during the game from your perspective or for your character. It is the coolest thing you learned or most important thing you learned. And finally, it is the thing you wish could be improved about yourself, about the game, or something that you didn't like that you wish was done better. So we'll start with Brendan to give an example.
So the thing that I enjoyed the most in this session was watching that snake derp 3 times in a row.
That was just hilarious dice storytelling right there.
The thing I would change is I would have looked before I walked into that freaking giant.
Yeah, that was hilarious. In Universe, you basically walked on top of it, and within 2 seconds, you get pounded 6 times.
That was such a fast beatdown.
Yeah, never in my life has that happened in all of the games I have run, in 5th edition or in this game, in Pathways to Adventure.
thing I learned that I'm going to really hate myself for knowing all this stuff.
Yep. Did you share all that with the party, or did you just know it silently?
Uh, before I will share it with the party, but before I do that, they're gonna see me face palm.
You're like, oh no. Clank as you facepalm. All right. Let us hear Cordial. Your 3 question answers.
Yes. So, what I enjoyed.
Yes.
I think that. Yeah, I'm gonna be speaking, more on the system because that's why I'm here.
Yeah.
Uh, so I would say that the action system is pretty nice. I like
Cool.
the fact, how you can weave some of them together, which we did not really get to do, but I like the idea of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Then, for the explanation, I mean, obviously this was very quick, right? It was just a quick introduction, but for the most part, the character creation, true, it was very simple,
Mhm.
but still, to many points, did not necessarily. I didn't necessarily know how things are going, what is what. I've looked at the list of the actions. There were what I assume are conditions, which I had no idea about what they do.
Yeah.
But so that's more towards the this actual introduction to this introduction than to the system itself.
Okay.
But I understand that in the time we have, it is not the
Kind of difficult to fit it all in potentially, right?
yeah. So I get it's hard, but still it's not perfect for introducing a completely new system like this. But the character building, yes, that completely works. Although I still had no idea about the what do you call them, ancestries.
Gotcha.
But it's like few small bonuses, but so that can just be set.
Yeah.
Uh, and as for improvement, mm, I'm thinking something about that I noticed during the session.
Hmm.
I don't think I did, and if there was something that I would find a bit weird, I did not notice because again, I've joined few minutes before we started playing. I
Hmm.
don't have the full picture, so I can't really
Yeah, and
speak on that.
a lot of people say they have difficulty picking something to improve when they play their first session. Um, I would say the character sheet needs improvement. Maybe that could be feedback, if you agree with that, because we are currently updating it.
Yes, I would say that when it comes to the character sheet, I noticed this because I was playing the bard, right?
Yeah.
Maybe when it comes to the proficiency,
Uh-huh.
right now you can just check mark it. I would probably just let people write a number there
Hmm.
because I was proficient in everything, but it was a different type of proficiency, and
It's a
then I have to
mastery,
combine
yeah.
it with the things I was actually proficient in. So
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm so glad you say that because we're actually finishing in the near-ish future, near trademark. David, our lead designer, developer, excuse me, is of our virtual tabletop part and other things, is Tavern Teller in chat, and the expanded character sheet is coming soon, and it will have that, and also the built-in system in Foundry. We're going to be able to put your stats in Foundry and eventually roll inside Foundry for your abilities, so it'll do the math for you. At least mostly. It'll have some edge cases where you have to add a few things, but much simpler than it currently is. So, well, I think then we need who else still needs to go? Tim, what is your feedback, Tim? I know you had to go for a little bit there. They might still be gone. Tim, are you back? Let's see here. He might be in the bathroom or something. But yes, that is our feedback for now, I suppose, because I know some people probably have to get going. With that said, thank you guys so much for joining. I'm glad you got to experience the system. And if you are interested, we do have games that are being run consistently. We can pick up the plot that we just had if you want to play consistently. Is there any day of the week that might work for you, Petri?
I am not, completely sure if I will be able to continue, but
Okay.
for me, generally it would be Sunday, similar time we play today.
That's funny you say that.
Our group.
If
Yeah.
you are interested in joining, which I hope you are, and if you have availability, we actually need people for our Sunday 1 p.m. game, which is the exact same time as we started this one. So if you are interested, there is people there, and I can actually share their group information real quick. They are the Devil's Dice. Their characters are all gamblers that have gambling addiction, but they don't tell each other that they have gambling addiction. So they're perpetually trying to hide their gambling addiction from each other. And it is a human occultist, a human rogue, a troll therapist warrior, and a kitsune thief necromancer. So if that sounds like fun to play with them, they definitely could use a bard. You would fit really well into that party. So I'll touch base with Tim later to see if he's interested in playing in that group too. But thank you guys so much for joining. And do you have any questions before we part ways?
If I were to join, is there any because I got the classes down, is there any place or any document where I can figure out more about the ancestries? Because
I don't have anything specifically about the ancestries if you're looking for background and lore and stuff like that. There is the Discord if you want to look at the ancestries on there that has their stats and stuff, or their, not stats because there's no stats associated. There are features of what they add are on the Discord. They're also on the rules book, which is downloadable free on itch.io as Pathways to Adventure if anybody sees this later and wants to search for it. But yeah, you can find the full book there, and it describes all the ancestries as well. There's no lore about the ancestries. I intentionally keep it vague so people can put their own character on it without being limited by existing lore on what they are. They're meant to be kind of more collective descriptors of things. So does that help answer your question?
yes, absolutely.
Fantastic. Well, if we don't have any more questions, that's a great place to end it for today. Again, thank you all for watching. If you're watching live, like a few people were, or if you check in later on YouTube, there will be links to our server, Paradise. This has been John Horry with the game Pathways to Adventure with my newly started business today called Paradise Therapeutics using the Paradise server. Thank you guys so much for joining, and have a wonderful rest of your week. Bye-bye.